tell him Big Bass sent you.
Spurling. I'm an attorney here in Houston, Texas, an advocate for black men, largely because I am a black man. I'm a black father. I have black sons. Hey, man, I do what I do.
What's up? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, man. Big up to Mr. 43TX. Big up to Urban Eagle 3114. Say who else we got in here. Make sure when you get in, let's go ahead and check in. Let me know where you're checking in from. We want to acknowledge everybody from around the world. Make sure that if you have not already, you subscribe to the channel as we are marching closer and closer to 100,000. I believe as of today, we have 92,300 people, and that's great. Shout out to everybody who subscribed. Hey, you know, we're doing a lot right now in America. America's an interesting place to be right now. And actually, it's an exciting place to be. The crazy part is there's so much to talk about. You know, I have to really focus, you know, on trying to figure out, well, what can I talk about today? Golly, it's whether we're talking about interbusiness or political, how to plan these things out and plan these broadcasts out. And it's just really hard because it's like, man, there's so much going on. Something else can happen. So I get pushed back, you know. But either way, if you guys can hear me clearly, hit the number 1 button. Let me know you can hear me clearly. Let's go ahead and get that out the way first. And as you see the thumbnail, I decided to change things up a little bit. Go with the little tuxedo look there on the thumbnail. Shout out to me. You know what I'm talking about? I can still make it do what it do when it's time to get all gussied up, man. But shout out to everybody who's chiming in. Mr. 43TX has been with me a long time. Mr. Mark Freelance has been with a long time. Any of the people with wrenches, generally they have been here for a minute. So I want to give a special acknowledgement to you all. But anyway, here's the thing. As you guys know, well, let me say it like this. Everybody's pretending to be confused right now, you know, when it comes to black people, you know, ICE, DHS, federal government. They've dramatically increased the immigration enforcement, you know, interior enforcement, workplace enforcement, large-scale removals. And in recent weeks, the federal government's immigration crackdown, especially in Minnesota, Operation Metro Surge is what it's called. It's shocked the nation with the kind of heavy-handed enforcement most Americans have never seen before. In Minneapolis, you know, where thousands of ICE and Border Patrol agents were deployed, the enforcement effort has been aggressive, to say the least, and it led to the multiple deaths of 2 U.S. citizens. We talked about that here on this broadcast. 37-year-old Renee Good, and who's a local resident, and Alex Peretti. They were shot and killed by federal immigration agents during a protest and encounters tied to operations. Now, you know, even a little 5-year-old boy named Liam Ramos was taken from his driveway by immigration officers while he was walking home from school with his daddy, you know, and Poppy, just took him, you know. And, you know, these things, these moments, tragic death in the street, a small child hauled off to a detention center hundreds of miles away. They've become symbols of a crackdown that critics say goes beyond normal law enforcement. Now, I find that interesting because there was a tweet by a woman that says, hey, she just wants to go back to regular police brutality. Somebody type regular police brutality. I wish I had that tweet. But regular police brutality seems to indicate they want to go back to when it was just black folks getting unalived by the police. during police stops, you know. So this they want to go back literally. I mean, it's literally a tweet out, regular police brutality. I just like, okay, so we're just going to be out the box with it, right? But you know, here's the thing about that. Despite all this imagery and outrage from all these different communities, the black community, the black national black community at large has not flooded the streets in protest, and many of the political operatives, and they seem genuinely surprised by that. They, you know, we knew I mean, these people, we had them figured out. You know, we got studies on them. You know, we wouldn't come out. We're resting. Y'all type, we're resting in the chat room. We are resting. That's right, black, red, and blue. We are resting. And they assume that scenes like those, families being torn apart and citizens being shot and children being detained, that would trigger a nationwide moral uprising from black people. Because, you know, we're beautiful, wonderful, fantastic people. Black American people, specifically foundational Black American people. We are wonderful, fantastic, beautiful people. And, you know, everybody knows it. Okay. They just like to pretend that they don't. Now, they didn't expect the Samoans and the Koreans to come out, but they just knew the big-hearted, beautiful black people would come out. Okay. All the beautiful, wonderful, foundational Black American people, I want you to type us in the chat room, because that's us. See, that's who we are. We are beautiful, wonderful, resilient, magnificent, outstanding, sensational people. You understand? And we are resting. Us, yes, we are resting. And so you know, they're confused, you know, and the media keeps asking the question over and over again: why aren't Black Americans in the street protesting? The No Kings, with the No Kings protest soon after, you know, last year, the media was quoted as saying, it's difficult finding black people. we're literally hunting black people. We can't find these blacks. Where are the blacks? You know, because they wanted us to be the face of this resistance, and we're just not. So you know, they're confused. They are highly confused. And shout out to my man, Mr. 43TX. Thank you, Mr. 43TX, for being the first person to contribute to the super chat. I certainly do appreciate it. You are the first MVP of the season. Okay, you are the one. I want you to thank you so much, because you know, sometimes I can sit up here for 2 or 3 hours, and sometimes my class is hard headed and they don't learn nothing. And I don't tell you, if you don't learn, I don't earn. But golly, it should, after about 3 hours, I think more than 3 or 4 people might earn something. But you know, whatever. You know, I do what I do, baby. I'm gonna keep on doing what I do. But anyway, like I said, if you don't learn anything, I don't earn anything. But I do want to acknowledge the people, especially the people who give the most and the first. The most and the first. But anyway, let's get back to it. So, you know, I want to explain, you know, plain language, like very plainly, you know, what's going on. Okay. You know, we're not shocked. We're not confused, and we're not, you know, we're just not moved to protest either, you know. And the reason is simple: it's not hard. Okay, this particular this stuff, it does not violate our political instincts. And for the, you know, Democratic Party, they assume the black people were automatic foot soldiers for every progressive cause, whether we're talking about open borders, unlimited spending on illegal immigration, identity politics, which has to do with the, you know, rights of people, alternative lifestyles, sexual orientations, whether we're talking about cultural experiments, you know, stuff we never really voted for in the first place. And they're learning that assumption was wrong. And so studies also show that Black Americans are generally supportive of legal immigration. We're supportive of legal immigration, especially when it's orderly and fair, generally speaking. Now, many Black people see immigrants as hardworking, and we see them as contributors to the country. But that support does not automatically extend to open borders, okay? Or basically, or unlimited government spending, meaning we support immigration, but if you just gonna open up the border between Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, and California and let just people just walk in, sir, what's going on down there? What's happening? Why can't y'all just let them in like that? And then, and then of course we got the prankster of the Texas governor. He decided to load them up on buses and send them all to Chicago and Washington. That's when it became a problem. Never forget, it was a Texan that got all this stuff going on. A little Texan with a wheelchair, right? What did that Jasmine Crockett call him? Governor Hot Wheels. That's just terrible. That's how you can talk about the homeless people like that, Jasmine Crockett? How are you going to talk about the homeless people like that? I mean, the handicapped people like that. She called him Governor Hot Wheels. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Girl. She definitely got jokes. We'll see what happens with her in her career. But anyway, yeah, and we definitely also don't like the idea of just giving these people thousands and thousands of dollars in welfare and food stamps. That's too much. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just got here. I got bologna and Jack mackerel and crackers in my shopping basket, and you walking out of here with steaks and catfish, fried shrimp. You got all the good stuff. I'm still hungry because I'm on this diet, so excuse the food references. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm eating all this quinoa and I ain't happy, but I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do. Okay. Keep slimming up. But bottom line is, when we see these people and they just got here, they don't speak English, they just walked up from Venezuela or China or wherever they came from. And it makes us say, hold on a minute. That's the tax dollars that I put into the American coffer. So again, we don't like that. And another important point is priorities. Polling has consistently shown that immigration is not at the top issue for most Black voters. I mean, and when they ask us what we think the government should focus on, most Black Americans are likely to name the economy. We're going to talk about jobs. We're going to talk about public safety. We're going to talk about housing. We're going to talk about education. We're going to talk about healthcare. Immigration simply is just not something that is ranked high to us, especially foundational Black Americans. Shout out to all the foundational Black Americans in the chat room. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat room. I appreciate you all coming in. And I think the more you all listen to me, the less unreasonable you think you will realize that I am. I'm pretty middle of the road. If you would simply take me and put me back in 1980 or 1990, I would definitely not be considered a conservative. I would be just pretty much somebody who is middle of the road. Again, I tell you guys all the time, vote your interest, okay? Vote your interest. I vote my interest. You should vote your interest, okay? That's my political advice to you all. Now I want to get back to this. Again, polls show that immigration is it's just not something that ranks high, okay, as it does for some groups. We don't have immigrant families in other places. All right, but this also explains why the political response has been so different from what many expected. You got dramatic images of Black and brown immigrant families being separated, and raids and aggressive enforcement. And, some of these Black political leaders especially assume that Black Americans would immediately mobilize and protest. And that didn't happen. We basically, when they asked us to mobilize, we said, for what? For what? You see? And most of us, you know, it's not our concern. And we don't feel urgent to deal with that. It's just not something we deal with in our daily lives. And Black Americans as a group are not supporters of open borders. I've explained that. And most of us are cautious about spending large amounts of our public money on non-citizens, while we still have these long-standing problems in the Black community that have remained unresolved. Different cities, Chicago is especially, they put all those immigrants up there. Chicago is millions and millions of dollars in debt, and but they found money to put these illegal immigrants in there, you know. And so the thing about it is, on economic issues, Black voters are more often than not fiscally conservative. Okay, in other words, we don't believe in blowing the bag on things that we don't need to blow the bag on. You see, and historically, Black folks have we've not fully aligned with the Republican Party because of the racism. I mean, at this point, they are the party of racism. That's pretty much how we look at it. We understand the racial hostility, and it's not really about economics. It's about the character of the individuals. But again, many Black Americans are also increasingly frustrated with the white liberals, okay? Because they want to try to dictate to Black folk what our priorities should be, or call on our Black outrage whenever it's politically useful. And see, that approach is being rejected as well. So, you know, when those 2024 elections rolled around, a lot of Black people, you know, they either switched parties, they disengaged, they stayed home, they sat on the couch, or they just and chose not to participate. And the country moves forward to the midterm elections, and there's little sign that either major party has inspired us to return to the polls in large numbers. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, we are about what, 10 months away from the mid. Are y'all motivated? Are you motivated? I don't feel motivated. I don't see motivation. Okay, I don't see motivation amongst folk, and I don't think it's going to change. All right, and see, this is the reality. Black Americans, we're not anti-immigrant, but we are pro law. We are pro order, and we're number one pro focused on our own communities and our own interests. And legal immigration is not the problem. Following the law is not the problem, and enforcing laws that have existed for decades doesn't automatically trigger outrage from us. What has surprised the political class is not anger, but restraint. You understand? Again, they expected us to get emotional and respond. They expected marches and chants. You know, they expected Black Americans to step in and rescue the moral narrative. Once again, we the moral compass of this country. We pointed in the right direction. And that didn't happen. And that miscalculation and the belief that Black Americans would always react emotionally instead of thinking carefully about our own interests is what this conversation is about today. Now, as you all know, I like to prepare videos for you all to look at. And the reason I like to do that is because you'll know it's not just me, okay? It's not about me, it's about you. All I do is take what you all say and act as an advocate. That's the same thing a lawyer does in a courtroom. And I treat my social media space like a court of public opinion, okay? So what I do is I let you all see what you all are saying. And anybody who's watching, if you want to argue with me, you can't argue with me. Argue with these TikTok videos. You understand? Go get mad at the people on TikTok who are sitting in their homes and expressing themselves and telling the world just how they feel. Because, see, this is better than a poll. The people are telling you how they feel. So, again, it's not about me. It's not Uncle D. Okay, speaking of Uncle D, have y'all checked out the Baby D videos? Have you all checked out the Baby D? Somebody type Baby D in the chat room. Baby D is hot. Let me go ahead and run this Baby D video. He has a lot of advice. I want you all to come close before we get the videos going. I'm gonna let you all check out Baby D. Baby D has a lot to say. And if you go join my law and legacy class, that's where Baby D will be making his regular appearances. Okay. And just in case for you all who don't know who Baby D is, I'm gonna let you all check a little bit of Baby D's workout. Y'all hit the #1 button. And he had a lot to say about the Corey Holcomb. Baby D had a lot to say about Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels. Okay. Anton, Corey, I want y'all to listen to Baby D. Okay, Baby D is explaining to the people. He's very opinionated, baby. Okay, let's hear what he got to say. Y'all hit somebody type Baby D in the chat room. Type Baby D in the chat room. Let's hear him. But when black people say we good, that does not mean that everybody's happy. Somebody type we good. We good? We good is, you can say that in many different ways. When I say we good, that means different from we good. Okay, I just want y'all to understand that they're both two words spelled the same, but we have a complicated way of communicating with each other. We good? We good? Yeah. We good. We good. That means a whole different thing. Some of those mean, hey, everybody's happy. I appreciate my fried chicken order. And some of that means somebody's about to get rolled up. You see what I'm saying? So when Corey Holcomb said we good, that means, yeah, I checked you. Yeah, we good now. You was out of. Shout out to Baby D, man. Get your butt in bed, baby. You gotta get Baby D out of here. You need to go to sleep. Yeah, so that's Baby D. So you guys go check out my Law and Legacy channel. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be some laughs over there. Moving into the future. Baby D, yeah, man. I don't know. He sounds like he has maybe has a smoking problem or something. His voice is so deep. I'm like, what is he, like 8 months, 9 months? Very raspy. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to the regular scheduled videos. We'll put Baby D to bed, and you guys go check out the Law and Legacy class. Go check out the law. I'm gonna change the format over there, and we're gonna talk about more social issues and stuff that makes people angry. This is easy. All this politics, this is easy. Social history, I can do this all day. You know what I mean? But we're gonna talk about the rough stuff over there. So like I said, Democrats, I want you liberals, I want y'all to come up here to the front, and I want you to hear what the people have to say about you thought we was gonna support ICE and so on and so forth. Let me let you hear what the people have to say. Hit the #1 button.
So I'm going to let you listen to the video, and you can hear for yourself what the problem is.
Mm-hmm. When I tell you the Ethiopians and the Somalians did not fuck with black people at all. Ooh. When I tell you, speaking of this, and this is what pisses me off more than anything. So my friend, he works at a shipping yard, and he's been there, I think, for around 13, 14 years. Good rapport. Wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning. Bless his heart, because I'm not doing that shit. Wakes up at 3 a.m. in the morning. Got good rapport with his white managers and white bosses and stuff. You want to know who tells on him and all the black people? The Ethiopians and Somalians. And he says not only do
the immigrants are telling on the black people and trying to get them fired so they can bring their own families in. That's what this brother is saying.
Telling him, he said it got so bad that that black people that were working there and some Mexicans, they just up and quit and left, or they got fired. Guess who comes in? Somalian family members. My slogan this whole entire this year and next year, ICE ain't moving fast enough. Damn. Trump, you're not moving fast enough. Get they asses up out of here. Sir. The time for unity has ended. ICE ain't moving fast enough. Y'all start seeing these motherfuckers getting dragged up out of here, walk on by. Just like Dionne Warwick says, move on.
He went straight Samuel L. Jackson on us. Keep going.
We're not playing those games with motherfuckers no more.
Sir, with the MFers, this is family friendly. We doing it. Somebody type family friendly in here.
I am so sick and tired. And what bothered me is that my friend, he's a strong black man. He has a whole, family, a wife. He was on the phone almost in tears. A man that's been doing his job for 13 years. because some bony ass Somalians and Ethiopians want to bring their asses over here off the backs of black people with the Immigration Reform Act and Civil Rights Act and talk shit to people. Trump, ICE, y'all not moving fast enough. Get into Minnesota's a prime example, the Twin Cities. Get in there and start putting their asses in on those planes or ships or however you got shipping people out. Get them up out of here. I'm over it now. I'm tired of it. They don't want you. I'm a Republican for 25 years. You could take your 25-year ass right back over there to Somalia while they over there have feed the children and you got flies.
He is cooking. Somebody type cooking in the chat room. He is cooking. Keep going.
Your fucking eyes. Go be a Republican over there.
It sounded to me like he has a well-formed opinion and reasoning behind that. Maybe we can find somebody else who's less aggressive. Maybe we'll find. Let's try somebody who might be a little friendlier. Hit the number 1 button. Let's.
Won't stop, huh? Y'all won't let you. Y'all got the most misconceptions of shit that I have ever seen. Stop listening to white liberals. Number 1, we not slaves. What is all this shit? Wait till all of us go, then y'all gonna be who you think gonna be next. Nobody. After all you gone, all the problems is gone. We can deal with each other. We brothers and sisters. We can handle our own shit. We been doing it. Soon as you start coming over here, all the bullshit started. You understand? So when you go home, we gonna be straight. We're not going anywhere. You can't deport.
She's saying that with the fur cap on. All these Samuel L. Jackson. Somebody type Samuel L. in the chat room.
To Dade County. You can't deport nobody to Detroit. We Americans, dummy. We're Americans. We're not going anywhere.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's this is the consensus. Democrats, this is what you're dealing with. These are the people that you need to get to come vote for you. Maybe we'll find somebody else who's less aggressive. Let's keep listening. Let's see.
Problem. Why y'all can't go home?
Damn.
Y'all hate y'all people that bad? Y'all hate y'all own people that bad where y'all don't even want to return back to your own nation?
They do.
That's how much you hate your people. You left your people to come here because somebody done promised you some shit. Now think about that for a minute. You done came here and you made this land your land. And you done set up all your motherfucking temples. You done set up all your ideas. And you done made yourself comfortable here. But why can't you go back home?
Why can't you go home? That I know. I'm saying. Go ahead. Somebody said Black Jesus. Go ahead.
So we sitting up here gotta argue with y'all about who the indigenous people is when you motherfuckers is foreigners. Y'all don't even got no play in this motherfucking conversation, but y'all want to sit up here and talk. Take your bitch ass home and talk at your bitch ass house on your bitch ass.
Man, he talking to somebody like, man, bro. It's like, man, I don't even know what to say, brother. Calm down, brother. Calm down. Calm down.
That you come from, that you ran from, obviously. End of discussion, ain't it? Shalom.
Okay. I don't see this. I'm starting to see a consensus out here. Maybe we'll find somebody else. Let's keep going.
To be associated with anything Black or African American, you have to understand that those words might come back to bite you.
Let's go back and listen to him. Go ahead. Sorry.
All the brown people who wanted to make it very clear that they didn't want to be associated with anything Black or African American, you have to understand that those words might come back to bite you, because in 2026, all we can do is send our thoughts. So I just wanted to let you know,
he didn't even say send the prayers.
Last time. Good luck on what you got going on. You can be all right.
Yeah. This is what the people are saying. This is what the people are saying. I mean, do y'all think they're gonna stay inside or are they gonna go outside? What do y'all think? It seems to me like that they're gonna stay inside. Dear Black liberals, I think this group of Black people is probably not really interested in coming outside to vote against these policies that you all want them to vote against. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll find someone who has a differing opinion, but it's been difficult. Maybe we'll keep looking. We'll do the best we can. I might have to bring Baby D back in here because this is a lot of strong feelings. We're gonna have to lighten the mood up in here. Y'all hit the #1 button. Let's see if we can get some more friendlier people in here because my gosh, it's rough out here. Let's go. Hit the #1 button.
Man, the real racist white man. Walk up in my face and call me a nigga. Nigga, get out my goddamn way. Oh, you don't.
Sir, excuse the language. Excuse the language. Late night. Excuse the language.
You back. What you finna do? You finna burn down the house? You finna burn down the goddamn cross? You finna go get some of these Somalians and these Indians and shit out this goddamn country?
He calling on the Klan. This man called on the Klan to come get the Somalians out the country. Golly. Is it getting any? It's not. Now, see, I tried to come in and be a little bit more judicious and, but it seemed to me like a lot of black people really want these folks gone. That seems to be the common consensus. And here's the thing about it. Most black people voted for Donald Trump. I'm sorry. Most black people voted against Donald Trump in that they voted for Kamala Harris. And the idea that they are now supporting this policy that is clearly, it's clearly racist. I mean, I'm seeing black people being a little, y'all letting it, y'all are kind of letting the, cat out the bag, so to speak. You're letting your bigotry showing a little bit, folks. We letting them know, we got jokes too. You know what I'm saying? Targeting the Somalians and the Latinos. They thought they were the only ones that had a lock on racism. They didn't know that. But let's let the brother finish.
This shit out this goddamn country. Klan ain't no goddamn where to be found, man. I'm asking for the Klan to come back. Candyman. I need y'all to come back. Give me a sign. Hey, all them motherfuckers up there in Minnesota, man, I know it's a cross you can burn some goddamn well, man. I know you can burn a cross in one of these goddamn Arab parking lot corner stores, man.
Family friendly.
Man,
family
I ain't seen
friendly.
the crowd get burnt on TV. Ain't heard nothing, man. We need the real white folks back, man. I'm tired of these regular white folks, man. These regular white folks, man, I don't know what they doing, man. Where is the real white man?
I'm sorry. Bro, what are you doing? You calling back the Klan? You calling the Klan back? Bro, how you gonna call the Klan back, bro? You can't call the Klan back to come get rid of these people, sir. That's a bit too much. That's like trying to kill a gnat with a sledgehammer. My sir, we gotta do better than that. But again, this is what's on TikTok. These are the videos that have gone viral on TikTok, which lets me know that this is how black folk feel. Maybe we'll see if we can find another one that's less hostile. I'm doing my best. To let you know.
Somalians ain't our people. They told them Somalians don't fuck with us when they came up here. That's why they don't fuck with us. And we don't fuck with them. You notice we ain't trying to help them cocksuckers. And then look at all the money that they stole. Look at all that $9 billion. And then put nothing in the community. Fuck them Somalians. It's just like George Floyd. His stupid ass family got $20 million and they didn't even build a community in the city. They just left with the money. Fuck George Floyd too. Put all that shit on to whatever you filming, put that shit out there, because that's how it go. When you don't fuck with the community and help the community, fuck you. They took that money and left. Now look at them. They all broke. They got
family friendly. But YouTube is probably going to say that this is not going to be monetized. I can pretty much tell you that. It's just been too many Samuel L. Jacksons. Too early. It's too early. Too soon. We ain't got in the first hour yet. Okay, so we'll just keep going. We'll do the best we can. Okay, let's continue.
Got tricked out of all that money. They ain't got shit right now today. Oh, for 20 million. Come on, man. Quit playing with the game. All this shit is a farce. Somalians ain't our people. They told
Well, you know, so this is what we got. This is where we are. I don't know what else to say here. This is the consensus that most black people have. Look, I'm doing the best I can to find people that are, milder, so to speak. Okay. But it's hard. Black people, because we are a kind, beautiful, wonderful group of people. We're loving, we care about everybody. But it seemed to me, immigration is not even something we think about. And now that you have us thinking about it, okay, this is what they're saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and let some more videos play. It's not me saying this. I'm just on TikTok. I'm just death scrolling on TikTok and picking this stuff up. And
Look, I'm sitting up here watching ICE, with the protesters and this motherfucking riot and shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting up here, I'm seeing these motherfuckers push back against these bitches. And I'm sitting up here thinking, where the fuck is the dogs at, man? Where the fucking dogs at, man? You know what I'm saying? Look, y'all already got the green light. Black America is not getting into this shit. Y'all already got the green light, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about us, man. There might be some black bitches out there, and we don't give a fuck. They need their ass whooped anyway, bro. Y'all need to let these folks have it, bro. Let these dogs and these water cannons out on these people, man. Fuck these folks.
Sir, calm down. Somebody type strong feelings in the chat room. It's some strong feelings. I mean, it's just back to back to back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? And so again, there are, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I want you all to keep listening. We'll maybe we're gonna try somebody else. Let's get somebody else of a different ethnicity. And maybe they'll have something, maybe they'll be a little bit more consoling because, my goodness, the brothers and sisters are not really feeling this whole ICE thing. I want you guys to hit the number one. We got a little Latina lady in here. Go ahead and tell us why we need to get the Black and Brown Coalition together. Go ahead, please.
Black Latinos are going to hate me for saying this, but y'all are the reason that we cannot become truly unified with Black people. Wow. Y'all are the reason that Black people are on the fence about non-Black Latinos.
They ain't on the fence.
It's because y'all are very anti-Black and won't even do the bare minimum of just stop saying the N-word. Like y'all won't even stop saying that word.
They love to say
it. Y'all don't realize that even though a lot of non-Black Latinos see themselves as like socially higher up than Black people and Black.
Somebody type Black boyfriend in the chat room. We know, a lot. Somebody type Black boyfriend in the chat. I can tell her. I can look in the eyes right now. Somebody type Black boyfriend. El negro. El negro. Su novio es el negro. I can tell. Somebody type Black boyfriend in the chat room. Shout out to all the Black boyfriends out there. When the girls say you got a Black boyfriend, this is the effect of this is the Black boyfriend effect. Go ahead, baby.
Latinos. That's not how white people see us, y'all. That is not how they see us. It doesn't matter.
She said y'all. Black boyfriend. The whole family know you. You've been at all the cookouts. I can
matter what you are. You're just not white. And a lot of y'all think that perpetuating this anti-Blackness and racism is gonna knock you a couple points higher and it's gonna make you all kumbaya with the white people. No, they don't see y'all as humans.
Maybe she's wrong about. I don't want you to make my good white people, my good racist white people in here. I don't want them to be uncomfortable. So I want y'all to let's let this gentleman who has a bastion of love and generosity. He's a comedian. His name is Ben Bernanke. He's a hot up-and-coming comedian that white people like a lot. And he's been a friend, if you will. He's been a He's like Martin Luther King, second coming of Martin Luther King. He believes everybody should get along, and we'll let him speak on behalf of how white people feel. Because I'm sure he's going to enlighten us with, and espouse, love and sanctuary. He don't want the foreigners to go. I know. Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead, Ben Banakas. Go ahead, Ben Bankus. Go ahead.
Black and brown. I'm not I'm only racist if you weren't born here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, because the liberals are trying to brainwash black people into being like, yeah, well, you're part of this. You're black and brown people. We're all the same. No, we're not. Black people who were born in America are not the same as an Indian guy. They're not the fucking. That's not.
He got it down packed too. Let's keep going.
Oh, you're against diversity, so you're racist against black people. No, I want black people to be racist against Indians. I don't. And I know they are.
Yes. Yeah, so basically you see that I mean, and these are just regular TikTok videos. I mean, I have some that are worse than that if you really wanted to see them. But let's keep on listening. You guys remember a couple of weeks ago, UEP Newton's niece popped up, and she had some things to say about the Beige Panther. Let's listen to what she has to say about immigration.
The 2020 election was won by some on bullshit. Okay? And the Democrats knew that it was some bullshit. Okay. This is why the first thing they did was open up that border, because you know what? In 2020, you had more black Americans who had registered and voted Republican than
if I see her, I'm gonna ask her for a menthol light, because it looked to me like I'm saying I bet she got a spare pack somewhere. She looked like she got that menthol light with her. Okay, right there down in the between the tatas. I'm saying she probably keep a pack down up in there. Got cigarettes on this side, the little money with the sock in it on the other side. I could see that. If I'm talking to her, like, let me get one of them Newports, baby. Get menthol light. Appreciate it. You got a light? Yeah, let me go ahead. I'm serious. Go ahead.
A very, very long time. Okay.
Menthol regular long.
And
yes,
they knew that was a very bad situation for them. So they had to bring a motherfucker over by the masses so they can replace y'all asses. And guess what? Y'all have almost been replaced. Y'all better thank the.
I mean, who you talking to? You one of us. Who you talking to? You one of us too. You mean y'all? Don't be talking to us like it's y'all. This is us. This is us. Don't be trying to put your
orange guy. Let me give y'all some. Listen, illegal immigration that we have seen in the last 4 years was done by design. And what it was brought to, for all these people to be brought here, give them ID, let them vote. And why wouldn't they vote for the people who brought them here and giving them free housing, child care, food, clothing, putting them in some of the most expensive hotels in the world? They were living their life in New York.
Yeah, they were.
While you guys are sleeping in tents and cars and sleeping at your cousin's house and living from pillow to post, can't get right, just all fucked up. And y'all want to sit here and fight for these motherfuckers? I feel like this is why the mental health situation in the black community, we need to figure this out, y'all.
I mean, we ain't got an hour in. I got 15 motherfuckers. 15 MFers. About 13 SHITs, 7 A's. I don't know if we're gonna make it. I don't know. I'm hoping YouTube doesn't demonetize this thing on the fly. I'm doing the best I can, but I tried to say we don't have strong opinions about this, but clearly you people have strong. Clearly you blacks. Clearly the blacks feel strongly about immigration. This is not even something that even polls in our community. Y'all have a lot to say, okay? You all have a lot to say, about this. But we will continue. Let's see if we can find something a little friendlier. Okay, see if we do a little better. I'm doing the best I can. This is a lady in the park. Let's see.
On y'all's ass like motherfucking white is on fucking rice, baby. It wasn't just white folks that want y'all gun. We want y'all the fuck out of here. Hurry, rapido. Back to Mexico. On Espanol. Why you gonna be in a country that don't want you here? I just don't get it. Why don't you just go back to Mexico, baby?
Did she singing the song? Did she come up with a rap song? Is this 1993? Is she with Death Row? Did she just come up with a Snoop dog style rap song? She got the Loke song and the beanie and everything.
So what you see here is a racist black woman singing an ICE song to Hispanic workers who are just trying to work and do their job. And I don't know who the hell.
Now, there are a group of black people who are definitely against deportation and this immigration, okay? And, you know, when you look, and you can look at the foreheads, many of them are not what we would consider ADOS, Foundational Black America, Solon, the American Negro, Freedmen. Okay, so, you know, there is that contingent that is against strong enforcement. But again, that's why black people, foundational black Americans, have decided to delineate. So we can say, well, you know, we understand why you feel that way. You're biased. But let's keep listening.
Is when she was saying that white people are not the only people who want Hispanics out the country. I am not included in that, okay? Mm-hmm. So you need to just speak for yourself, not all.
That's because you are a child of immigrants, baby. That's why. It's because your people just got here, baby girl. That's why. Okay. We understand why. You know why you not included, but we understand.
All of us are racist like you. I don't know if this lady hasn't been paying attention to the news or anything, but ICE is detaining anybody who's a person of color at this point. I'm not sure if she heard of the apartment building in Chicago that got raided by ICE that had a whole bunch of American citizens in it, including black people. Is she not aware that just being a person of color can get you targeted by ICE these days? I'm not sure if she's aware of that. We're all in the same boat here, honey. And her saying one of the most...
No, baby. We're not in the same boat, baby. The people who are in Chicago, who are in that apartment building, had been complaining for months about those Venezuelan immigrants, okay, and how they had taken over the building, okay? And so they detained the black people, and then they let them go, okay? They detained the Black American people, and then they let them go. The foundational Black American people who were living in the apartment complex were complaining because the Venezuelan migrants were tearing the place up. And so, yes, sometimes you get detained. Uncle D been detained too by the police on numerous occasions. Okay, because I'm a large black man and they fear for their life and I ain't trying to get shot. So I'm like, put me in a handcuff, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Just put me on the back of the car, turn the heat on. I'm straight. You understand? So being detained and being arrested and processed and deported are different things, sweet cheeks. Okay, you need to understand that. Now, there's a person in here who said that this FBI, what do you say? FBA is the CIA. Well, I tell you what, if you want to, we can just spill a king. We could just call ourselves the American Negro. You want to go back? We could do. I'm cool with being the American Negro. Okay, because see, this is not a group. It's just an adjective. See the difference? Group means we have meetings and we get together and we come up with agendas. Adjective is like a descriptive word. That's like saying the bird. It's red. The red birds. You see, the foundational Black Americans, because there's other Black people who are Americans. And so by saying that I'm a foundational Black American, I don't get confused with the Trinidadian Black Americans or the Jamaican Black Americans or the African Black Americans. You see how that works? See, so this is not CIA. We just gonna go straight COINTELPRO, right? Because you don't like it. See, a lot of people when they don't like something, they want to just make it the enemy, and they'll just make up stuff. Let's just call ourselves the American Negro. Okay, or better yet, you can invent a name. Why don't you call us the Spiller Kings? That's your name, Spiller King? We'll just be the Spiller Kings. Okay, Spiller Kings would denote that you are a group of people who derive from the American chattel slavery system, and you can trace your ancestors back. Somebody type Spiller King in for this gentleman. We'll just be Spiller King, the Spiller King people. That's your name, Spiller King. That's how we'll do it. You see, isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that amazing? We'll just be the Spiller King people. And in that way, if they say, oh, the CIA started him, like, well, Spiller King is our leader. Here's his IP address. Go get him. Go and put him in jail. Now, I hate to have to talk to you like that, okay? Now, if you would like to come in the chat room and explain to me the evidence you have that points out that this adjective, foundational, right, that this adjective is somehow associated with the Central Intelligence Agency, I'd love to have you come in. I want to hear it, okay? But if we don't, we could just change it. We'll be the Spiller King people, okay? ADOS be damned. American Negro, freedmen, we'll get rid of all that. We'll be the Spiller King people, and it will denote that we are a group of people derived from the American chattel slavery history that could trace our heritage back for centuries during the system of slavery. Is that okay with you? Now, that being the case, if anybody else has something else to say about this adjective called foundational that modifies Black America, then you're going to have to come in, okay? Because we're not going to sit up here and play these silly games. You know, that good brother Tariq Nasheed is a nice man. He entertains you all. I might end up talking to you like you're stupid, okay? Because, it's just, I'm used to it, all right? But I don't want to do that because Uncle D is about peace and love and joy. I'm a happy, peaceful, loving, fantastic, peaceful person of love and joy. Okay, let's continue. But I am a little hungry. So Uncle D's a little hangry right now, so you might not want to come in here. And, like I said, this quinoa ain't really fried chicken. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. And I'm on a diet and I'm not happy. But anyway,
things. Why do you want to be in a country that doesn't want you to be here?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm going to play that card, but America doesn't really want us here either. ICE will detain you right next to the Hispanic person they just detained.
Detained and arrested. We Black people get detained all the time, baby. And so what? All right, put me in handcuff. What's up, Larry? How you doing, man? You got a job with ICE, huh? Yeah, watch it now. That's my cell phone right there, man. That's my cell, my cigarettes, and I got cash, my check. So yeah, that's my money. That's my check. My auntie gave it to me. Them my keys to my Cadillac. You see what I'm saying? Detained and arrested and deported are two different things. Detained take about 5-10 minutes. They check your pocket, make sure you don't have dope on you. Hey, do you have anything in your pocket that might cut me? And say, no, I ain't got none of that, man. What you mean? I left all the weed and the dope at the house. Okay, I ain't got none of that on me, man. And the gun is at my baby mama house, so I ain't got nothing on me. I'm clean. I just got out, got all my warrants taken care of. Okay, I'm straight. And okay, well, we'll just run you in there. You see what I'm saying? So being detained and being arrested and sent to Texas and put in a little pen and then being flown to another country is two different things. One of them take about 5 minutes. The other thing take about 15 days. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, Black people are used to getting, you all are not gonna make us afraid by convincing us that police contact is something we should be afraid of. We have police contact every day. Have you seen how Black people act when the police pull up behind their car and they just ride down the street? Keep your head forward. Don't look. Don't look at nothing. Just drive. Sit down, Jerron, sit down. Police is behind us. The police, don't look side. They pulling up behind us. Don't look. The side of your face is hot as hell because the police is looking right at you and you not looking. You just driving straight. We ain't worried about the police. Shit, yards. Little lady, let me get you up out of here trying to fake. You are not, this is the difference, man. Come on, man. Anyway, I went off on the tangent. let's go find some more people that have something kind to say. Maybe there's some more people that, and if you guys want to listen to that song, I'll be more than happy to let it play again. Let's see what this person has to say. Hit the number one.
Saying ICE isn't our problem. You do realize that they're kidnapping Black Americans too, right? And they're just saying,
we already was kidnapped and brought over here. What you mean? Where they gonna take us back? Africa? They're gonna kidnap us and take us back. They're gonna drop you off in Georgia. That's where they're gonna deport you to. Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi.
oh, we thought they were African. We thought they were illegal immigrants. And then they will detain you for days, sometimes weeks, so that they can have their way with you in the ICE detention center while they...
Do you know what's gonna happen the first time they start arresting real foundation? But it's hard enough for them to arrest us when we did the crime. What do you think is gonna happen when the brothers and sisters find out you need motherfuckers trying to arrest me? I wish a motherfucker would. The minute you hear, I wish a motherfucker would try to arrest me and take me to the motherfucking ICE detention center, brother. Can you imagine that? How do you think that's gonna go over? How do you think it's gonna go over when they go to Compton? No, when they go to Atlanta, okay, and they round there ICE, yeah, what the fuck up, ICE? What they gonna your people? Where you gonna deport them to? Huh? Where you gonna deport them to? From North Atlanta to South Atlanta? Huh? What you gonna? They gonna come to Texas and deport? Texas has the most Black people in America. Let me explain something to you. Texas has deported more people than... I'm gonna let the video play. Let me let this video play real quick, and I'm gonna break this down to you. Hit the number one button.
Wrong message, even worse messenger. We do not ever need a white person in this country to tell us what is at stake.
Shout out to the white liberals. Shout out to all. Keep on doing what y'all doing. Get on out there and keep on doing what y'all doing. Go ahead.
When it comes to the government, police enforcement, and how police enforcement can cause harm to Black Americans. My father sat me down when I was 15 years old because I started to look like a man and taught me how to interact.
Somebody talk the talk
with police. Every Black family teaches their Black sons how to interact with the police. Every Black family talks.
Ain't that the truth? It's called the talk.
To their daughters about how to interact with the police. So for every conversation we have a Sandra Bland, Orlando Castile, Eric Gardner, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, Sonia Massey, Rodney King. I can go back decades, I can go back centuries to tell you how Black people are acutely aware of our relationship with law enforcement and the government. My grandmother was the first person in her family to buy a house in New York, and she moved into a white neighborhood. And you know what they did? They threw things at her house. Yes. They burned her garbage. They tried to push her out, all because she was Black and they didn't want her around. And every time the cops came, what did the cops do? Agitate my grandmother and grandfather, not the other way around. So no, sir. You do not need to tell Black people that we need to be going out on the street and fighting ICE, because Black people have never not fought to survive and live in this country, which is our right. Conditions in this country have been perpetuated and propagated by white people. White people are the only people that can fix it. This is your time to shine. This is your time to stand up. Black people have been fighting since slavery. The fact that you see us occupying spaces, owning homes, being doctors, being lawyers, graduating school is all because of a fight that has never ended. The fight has never ended for Black people. So the fact that you think you as a white man can come on Beyonce's internet and tell Black people what they need to be fighting for, it's so lost.
They're trying to get us out there, man. They're trying to get us. Look, can we just have a conversation? Between that young man, Charlie Kirk, and Elaine, Alex Peretti, and Renee, it's been too many white people. Got too many white people that took that long ride. Okay, in the past, we've lost more white people on TV and internet in the last 3 or 4 months than I've seen in a long time. Okay, and white people are like, we need to get some of these dark people out there. We need to get some of the Blacks out there, because Darn it, this is, I mean, let's just think about it. Just think, have you ever in your life, in my 5 decades of life, I've never seen this many white people get unalived in such a, we had like one a month. You know what I'm saying? The white one, we get the white girl, okay? First we had the white dude at the college. He took one, yow, you know what I'm saying? Then we had the white girl, all up in the chest, riding in the, you know, the soccer mom van. And then we had the white boy wrestling with the Mexican ICE agents, and they just whop. You understand what I'm saying? 3. This is scarring little white children across America. And so, you know, you got to be mindful of these liberals, okay? These are not your friends. These little white liberals are not your friends. But let's keep listening to the brother. Go ahead, brother. Speak on it.
On you how you don't understand American history and how you don't understand intrinsically American culture. Because in order for us to exist in the capacity we exist in 2026, that is from a centuries long fight. You guys go out and do the work. You go out and fight your representatives. You go out and make noise at Capitol Hill. You go out and demand change. But don't ever come online and tell black people what they need to be fighting for.
So our leader, Spiller King, is back. He says Africans love us. Spiller King, I'll put the link in the chat room for you to come in. Okay? I put the link in the chat room for you to come in, and you ain't came in, Spiller King. How you expected to be our leader of the Spiller King people, the people who are derived from chattel slavery, and you don't want to come into the chat? Okay, how can you do that? All right, you got to do better. Nevertheless, he says Africans love you. Ask Speed. He talking about that young man that went over there and made everybody famous. That's who he's talking about. I want you to tell me, please explain this type of love to me. Go ahead.
Captain Ibrahim Traore has rescinded his offer for Black African Americans to gain or maintain citizenship in Burkina Faso.
I'm sorry, is this your king? Somebody, your king said, what did he say? Let's listen again.
Americans, as we all. Captain Ibrahim Traore has rescinded his offer for Black African Americans to gain or maintain citizenship in Burkina Faso. And there's a lot of other cultures that are confused as to why Black Americans are celebrating this.
So basically what you said, I don't know why we celebrating it, but what did you say? Africans love us? And the man said, we don't want Black Americans coming over here. I'm going to let you hear this again, Spiller King. This is for you. I want you to listen. This is your king, right? The little guy, the little captain or whatever over there trying to redo Burkina Faso. Now, explain what kind of love this is.
Americans, as we all. Captain Ibrahim Traore has rescinded his offer for Black African Americans to gain or maintain citizenship in Burkina Faso. And there's a lot of other.
So what kind of love is that, Spiller King? You saying they love us? Now, I don't know. I don't think they love us. In fact, I would suggest that they don't see us as African, okay? I would suggest that to you. Matter of fact, Africa is a continent, and in order to be an African, you had actually have to, be from that continent, okay? Now, we are of African descent, but we are not African. Just like many of us are, we have European DNA, but we are not European, are we? No. Many of us have what they call Asian or Native American DNA, but we are neither Asian nor Native American, okay? Now, I want you to understand that, okay? So see, this is the dangerous rhetoric that has had Black people confused. When you tell us one thing, and then you got a whole bunch of other people doing something else, it's confusing. Why would you tell Black people that Africans love us and they clearly don't? Huh? I mean, they might want to be us. They might admire us. But love is a very strong word. And just because somebody loves us don't mean they ain't got to go home. Does that make sense to you, Spiller King? And since you won't come in here, you just a coward. You see what I'm saying? You're shooting shots in the dark. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let you go. Let's get on back to the regularly scheduled broadcast. Y'all hit the #1 button if you can hear me clearly. Let's see who else we have let's see. What this more about
Africa.
Africa.
To hear this, but immigrants don't respect Americans or American culture. Let me explain how. If you did not know, I am half West African on my mom's side, you guys. And if there's one thing that I've learned from dealing with immigrants, not all of them, but most of them, it's that they don't respect American culture and they don't really respect American people. Most immigrants, and especially African immigrants, don't respect American culture. They think Americans are dumb. They think Americans have no culture in the first place. They think they're lazy and entitled. And the true essence of why they come to America is to make enough money to either send back home or plant their children here, and then they could send money back home and then pretty much leave and go back.
So we have Link Light Smart Services. He says that they're embarrassed of American blacks. Let me explain something to you, Link Light Smart Services. I know that you're probably not a person of African descent. Maybe you are. I'm not sure. But Black Americans are generally embarrassed of the entire continent of Africa. Okay, I'm just going to share that with you. I'm going to maybe suggest you may not know this, but we generally, with all the choices in the world to go visit places, Africa is typically not a place that we go visit because it's embarrassing. And many of them, they you know, they're known for corruption and military coups and you know, most that we know about, like for instance, Nigerians, is that they're scammers. Okay, and that's generally their reputation. We know that you know, places like Ghana, they had a year of return, and it seems like it was just more of a financial gain. So what I would like to suggest to you is that as far as what Africans think about Black Americans, we don't care. Okay, somebody type "we don't care" in the chat room. It's hard to care that a person, I mean, when a group of people shit in holes in 2026, that's the way in which they defecate. It's really difficult for us to care that they're embarrassed of us. The fact that, you know, they, femicide is extremely high. They have all this wealth, yet they seem not to be able to sustain hospitals. People are hungry. The average African survives on $2.15 a day in the Congo. So when they say that they're embarrassed, and when you do talk to these Africans that you say are embarrassed at American Blacks, remind them that we're the richest group of Black people on the planet. Remind them that we have 1.7 million millionaires in the United States alone. Remind them that the United States of America, the Black population, which composes 2% of the entire population of Africans on the planet, has more millionaires than the entire continent of Africa. Okay, when you talk about embarrassment, I want to remind you that they mimic us, they steal our styles. We have a word called tether. Okay, now I don't typically use the word; it's just become something that's popular in the lexicon. But and it means that these people literally come here and they attach themselves to the Black American culture and progress, and they basically are towed along. You know, they reap the benefit of our culture and our success, and they pretend to be Black Americans. So it's fine. I find it odd that you would suggest that this group of people finds us embarrassing when we are literally the people that they mimic. So perhaps, maybe like Charlie Kirk, you're just talking out the side of your neck. So I'm going to go ahead and dismiss you. You have a great day. Thank you so much. Appreciate your comment, or not. And we'll let this gentleman keep speaking.
To their country, just like my mom did. Now, do I think that's the worst possible thing that immigrants that come to this country can do? No. But as an American citizen who has been born in this country, who this is the country I've only ever known, I don't think it's very fair to the American people that we house people and welcome people who just come here and make illegal families and make illegal money just to go.
And his mama's African. Okay.
Ship it back home and then never, ever, ever come back ever again after like 50 years. I think the jobs that these immigrants take up can be given to Americans. I think the houses that they take up could be given to Americans. And that's why I feel as if that as an American, in this current situation, you should kind of be insulted. So the question is, what was the point of this post? The point of this post was to make Americans realize that having empathy for people who come from the third world isn't really always what's best for you.
Shout out to Blackland. Thank you for being the third person to contribute to the super chat.
Because most of the people who come to this country aren't really looking to serve America. No. They're really just looking to serve themselves, their families, their culture, their ethnicities, and that's pretty much it. So I hope this helped.
It helped. This young man, his mama is an African woman. So, you know, I mean, we gotta listen to the people. And again, tonight is not the night because I'm hangry. Okay, so I'm not here for the games. Okay, I'm just telling y'all. Usually I come in here, I ate some food, I'm happy. I'm eating quinoa. Okay, I'm eating quinoa. When I usually finish these broadcasts, I give me a sandwich. You know what I got coming later? Huh? You know what I got coming? A bowl of yogurt with some fruit in it. I'm not happy. I'm doing the best I can to be patient with y'all. Okay. But I'm a 319-pound man that's 6'4". Okay. And I'm angry. Okay. I'm very angry. Okay. I was rolling today. I was doing jujitsu. I was beating people up. I'm angry. I'm an angry person. The professor said, "What's wrong, Dennis? You're so happy." I'm not happy. Have you ever met a 314-pound, 19-pound purple belt in jiu-jitsu, 6'4"? I'm too big to do it, and I'm angry now. So y'all don't play with me. Don't play. Come in here with your little comments if you want to. Come in here with you. I'm on a diet. My wife put me on a diet. I told you this. This is not going to be a good week for anybody. Coming in here. Hangry. Spell it. Hangry. Okay? Y'all behave yourself. Let's keep going.
Others, stop projecting what's happening to y'all onto us foundational black Americans. Some tether woman just got over here talking about, oh, they're detaining black Americans in Chicago. No, they're not. No, they're not. If this was going on, this crap be making national headlines, bro. This is like so many people have already made a video calling this woman out. Even another content creator, Benny Ray, literally, deportation does not apply to black Americans.
Bro, your nose is stuffy. Your nose is stuffy. You need to unstuff your nose before you finish this video. Your nose is stuffy. I can hear you talking. How they try to do foundation of black Americans like that? Your nose is stuffy. You need to blow your little nostrils one at a time. And then blow the other one. Okay? I'm gonna let you finish. Keep going.
Y'all want us. See, this is the issue, right? These tether niggas want us to be in fear. See, these tether niggas, they gotta worry. They gotta go to sleep and wake up worried about whether they gonna get deported, when ICE gonna kick their door in, when they gonna get picked up. So they're trying to project that crap onto us, so we gotta worry. No, this does not apply to us.
It does.
Trump literally told you niggas already that the 14th Amendment, I believe, was to protect the children of the slaves.
The 14th Amendment. It is.
Literally, the law that was passed, I forgot the name of it, but I think it was the 14th Amendment, was put in place.
The 14th Amendment. It was put in place for the children of slaves. I heard Trump say that on TikTok. Okay, go ahead. Keep going, brother.
To protect the children of the slaves, to be able to stay over here in the United States of America. Because we're from here. I'm so tired of y'all projecting what's happening to y'all to us to try to fearmonger us. Nigga. It applies to y'all, not us. 20 of you niggas is sleeping in one bunk bed and gotta wake up worrying about is ICE finna kick your door in. You're on high alert, you're scared to go out the door, and y'all are projecting that crap on us. Leave us foundational black Americans alone. Peace out.
Peace out. I'm gonna let you go ahead and go. Okay. We're gonna finish watching these videos. I want you to, he need to clean his nose. He need to clean his nose. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next video. Man, you guys hit the #1 button if you can hear it clearly. Let's see, we got a little sister in here. Let's hear this.
American. What I'm watching in the media right now.
No, you're not. You will not get me demonetized with that. With what is it called? That I forget what it's called, man. It's called was that some Ice Baby or something back in the day? Y'all hit the #1 button. Let's keep it pushing. Let's try. Oh goodness, let me see. Oh, you know what? There's a gentleman, white dude. He breaks down. Remember, somebody was saying they're gonna start deporting Black Americans. Listen to this.
Americans saying ICE isn't our problem. You do realize that they're kidnapping Black Americans too.
To all you white liberals, the jig is up. You can no longer use Black Americans to push your agendas. You will not put our face on the marquee so you can push all of these LBGT ABC rights, all of these illegal immigrant rights. Because let me tell you something. Black Americans have participated in all of these nonsensical civil rights bullshit movements. And guess what? At the end of the day, we always lose more trying to fight for other people. We lost our communities, our businesses, everything that our ancestors built for us just because we wanted to participate in a fucking civil rights movement and follow dumbass Dr. Martin Luther fucking King around.
Ooh, that's harsh.
You know what I'm saying? And Instagram told me I can't threaten him no more, so I ain't gonna threaten him no more.
Harsh.
But yeah, man, like,
all right,
bro.
but let me go. So, you know, you hear the comment.
The most ICE arrests in 2026 so far. Number 5.
I want you guys to understand something. The state with the most Black people is Texas. Okay, the state with the most Black people is Texas. I want you guys to listen to this. Okay, y'all hit the #1 button if y'all can hear this.
Top 5 states with the most ICE arrests in 2026 so far. Number 5 is Georgia with 3,973 arrests in the first 20 days of January here. Number 4, Florida with 4,217. Florida has historically been one of the most lax states of allowing ICE to make arrests. Number 3 is California, which is also one of the highest ICE target states, it being a border state, but also the legislation in California. It's surprising that it hasn't been interfered with more, I should say, just considering how typically left California leans in its big cities. Number 2, Louisiana, 7,096 arrests. If you like this list and want more about other nonsense, follow me. Leave me a comment with your thoughts on these states or the ICE arrests.
Now, can y'all hear me? If you can hear me, type Georgia. If you can hear me, type Florida. If you can hear me, type California, Louisiana. Can y'all hear me? Hit the #1 button if you can hear me clearly. Georgia. Okay. Can y'all hear that? Florida. California. What do you guys think the last state is? Huh? Check this out.
They're saying that 73.6% of the arrests made have been of people with no prior convictions.
What state do you guys think has the most arrests? I'll give you a hint. It's the state with the largest population of Black people. And there is no incidents that I've heard where they're arresting Black people, not foundational Black Americans. I want y'all to listen. So when they come in and try to scare you and say, oh, they're going to start deporting, Black people, Black Americans, you're next.
Also, many people see the act of...
Let me just slide him up real quick because he's talking too much. He's doing too much talking. Let me see here.
1,696 arrests.
Listen, hold
Check out our podcast, a country illegally as a crime in itself. Also follow my wife Samantha, who I've tagged. Check out our podcast Brutally Honest with Sam and Jacob, and book me on Cameo if you want a personal message. Number 1 with 17,696 arrests is Texas.
So here's the thing. When these people start projecting, talking about Black people are next, they're going to arrest. If they was going to do that, they would do it in a place where the most of us are. We'd have had enough incidents. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just BS. I'm gonna do this, and then we're gonna get to the main body of the broadcast.
And girl is on here saying, "Oh, well, ICE is now deporting Black Americans. What the fuck is they gonna deport us to, bitch? They gonna deport me back to St. Louis where my daddy from, bitch? They would be after us. See, we've been fighting these motherfuckers for generations and generations. They can't send us anywhere. Okay? It's nowhere for them to send us. This is our land.
Not only can they send us anywhere, if they try to send us somewhere, it's gonna be problems. Do you think these people? Do you think they're Black Americans are gonna let somebody just put us on a plane? And I mean, how many of it is? It's about 40 million of us. You think they're just gonna let us put? You think that we just gonna let some little short Mexican with a mask on come in our house and take our family members that's been here for generations and send us to El Salvador? How do you think that's gonna go over? You can barely send a nigga to the county jail without a fight. You hear me? What do you think is gonna happen? Excuse my language. I mean, but just realistically. So all that, we are not you all. We are not afraid. They know we're not afraid. We're not a spooky people. We don't have anything to hide. Do you not know that we've burnt the city down for a verdict we didn't like? We have literally torched cities, blocks and blocks and blocks of American prime real estate because we didn't like the fact that one of our neighbors, our community members, got beat up by the police. What do you think is going to happen when they come to foundational Black American communities, thinking they just going to round up grandma who made her way to Detroit from Alabama 70 years ago? How do you think that's going to go down? Let's just keep it 100. Let's just be honest. See, this is our perception. See, we're real Americans, and the most American thing you can do is fight back. Okay, look, somebody type fight back in the chat room. The most American thing you can do is whoop somebody's ass when they're doing something you don't like. You understand what I'm saying? It's absolutely no way that they're going to deport 40 million Black Americans without a hell of a fight. We'll lay this whole thing out. And I don't think you all understand that. And see, that's the difference between you punk ass immigrants, you scary ass immigrants, and us. See, you all are fleers. So you think like a coward. You think like a way out. That's what you're looking for. We are fighters. We are like, ain't no way out. The only way out is going to be on my back. That's everybody. You understand? And they know that. Now, they might do some shady stuff to us, like they might drop some cocaine in the Black community. You know what I'm saying? They might undermine our schools, make sure they're underfunded. They might come up with trumped up laws to arrest us. But that type shit take time. Excuse my language. But again, I'm angry because I hadn't eaten the food that I like to eat. But nevertheless, it's the truth. It's not going to happen without a fight. They can try, but it's not going to happen without a fight. You see what I'm saying? And again, we're Americans. We're not like you all. You see, we are more American than all. I was gonna do this. I'm gonna do this broadcast later. And I'm gonna kind of fill y'all in. Do you know we have 2.1 million veterans in the United States? Black veterans. We have 800,000 active U.S. soldiers, Black. How do you think it's gonna go over? I mean, let's just do the number. We're not y'all. Stop trying to project that bull crap on us. We ain't going no damn where. All it's gonna take is one. You're like, nigga, you gonna what? Man, yeah, they trying to send Tyrone to motherfucking goddamn Honduras in its own. you understand what I'm saying? It's not gonna work out. Do you think a bunch of little short Mexicans with masks on is gonna stop a bunch of big N-words from goddamn Midland, Texas or Dallas, Texas? How do you think that's gonna work out? Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Do you think it's just gonna happen? We gonna go, oh yeah, well, we just gonna all of a sudden be these peaceful people that just cooperate? That's y'all. We are not cooperating. We are not cooperative. We have not integrated. You understand what I'm saying? We are not complacent people. We will turn this motherfucker up if we have to. Excuse language. Praise God. Let me calm down. So stop it. Let me get, you know what? I'm gonna stop playing with y'all. Let me go ahead and get this broadcast going. Anyway, welcome back. Welcome deep and cussing a little bit. Too many MFers and so on and so forth. But let's get back to the main body of this broadcast, because sometimes these people are just ridiculous, trying to think y'all ain't scaring us. Ain't nobody scared. Scared of what? Y'all the ones scared. Ain't nobody scared. Shit, I wish the mother. Excuse me. Let me stop. Let me drink some water and calm down. I need some of that tea, some of that calamine tea or something like that to calm down. But anyway, look, let me just go ahead and lay this out for you all, man. All this fear mongering you all are doing. You understand what I'm saying? Excuse my language. I really apologize for that. I got unfamily friendly for about 20 minutes, 5-minute rant. But look, man, Black Americans, you look. We're going to tell you, if you ask us, this is not our fight. Because we don't see ourselves as immigrants at all. We describe ourselves as Americans by birth, protected by the Constitution of the United States, with nowhere to be deported to. And in our view, ICE enforcement is aimed at people who entered the country illegally, not at Black Americans whose families have lived in the United States before the white people got here. And so because of that, we don't feel personally threatened or responsible for stopping what's happening. Another reason is this is not our fight. Look. Okay, look, listen to me. Shout out to the hoes that be winning. Black Americans have spent decades fighting for everything: civil rights, voting rights, labor rights, social justice, and not just for ourselves, but for everyone else. We believe that once those fights were won, and we did those fights, and guess who benefited? Other people. While the Black community were left with the same problems. We still had poverty. We fought like hell, and still dealt with poverty, still dealt with violence in our community, still dealt with poor, underfunded schools, still dealt with weak job prospects. And so from our perspective, we've been asked to protest again? This time for immigration? It feels like we've been asked to give more energy when nothing has been given back. Black Americans resent the expectation that we should automatically show up whenever there is a moral crisis on TV or TikTok or social media. We feel this expectation treats Black outrage like a tool that can be turned on and off when it's convenient. And so we made a conscious decision not to respond emotionally this time. Instead, we chose to sit back, relax, watch quietly, and refuse to be pulled into another movement that we believe doesn't center Black interests or Black survival. Look here. Black Americans strongly reject the idea that our struggle is the same as the struggle of the immigrants. This is not me talking. Did you hear those people? Did you hear all those videos? Cussing Black folk, got me cussing. Huh? They made it clear. There's a clear distinction between people who were brought to this country in chains and people who chose to bring their behinds up here. Even under difficult conditions, sorry, you had to cross the jungle to get here. You still decided to come. So as we see it, slavery, Jim Crow, generations of legal discrimination, it created a unique history that can't be compared to this modern immigration process. And when activists say Black and brown people are the same, our response is that this statement erases what Black Americans specifically went through. We are not the same. You don't have the same history as us. You haven't bore the burden that we bear. Let me get this straight. Civil rights were won by Black Americans. And it was done at great cost. And the immigrants then benefited from those victories without sharing the burden. And so desegregation, voting rights, workplace protections, affirmative action, That wasn't created for immigrants. It was created for the descendants of the enslaved Africans who were in this country. And from this point, being asked to fight for immigrant causes, it feels unfair, to say the least, especially when immigrants are perceived as distancing themselves from Black people or looking down. You hear what that dude said? Oh, the Africans look down on you. Well, they can look down on us from the goddamn airplane that's deporting them back to Somalia or wherever the hell they came from. They'll let them look down at us as they say goodbye. Nevertheless, the idea of shared struggle is used as an emotional pressure. It's not as a real partnership. We believe the phrase is meant to guilt Black Americans into action rather than respect our boundaries. And I guess what I'm saying, stating plainly, you fight your immigration battle and we'll fight ours. And so we, at this point, we are rejecting the shared struggle narrative. And it's not about hatred, okay? But it is about self-respect and clarity and knowing who we are and what we owe and what we don't owe. And see, here's another thing you need to understand. There's a heavy economic resentment against immigrants, if I could just be so frank, especially around jobs and workplace treatment. There's many Black workers for years. Black people worked in these warehouses for years, shipping yards, construction sites, service jobs, only to see those spaces slowly change over here. Immigrant workers are brought in, often through family or community networks, and Black workers are pushed out, with disciplined more harshly, or were quietly replaced. And so for Black laborers, immigration is not an abstract policy debate. It's something that shows up directly in our paychecks, our job security, and our home life. I mean, have we thought about the fact that it was somewhere around the 1960s, Black folks started losing jobs. And it was also somewhere around the 1960s that they start bringing all these illegal immigrants to our country. Have y'all thought about that? Like, part of the reason that we have so much stress and struggle in the Black community is because of financial issues. Mama wouldn't have had to get on the welfare if Daddy had a job. And Daddy would have had a job if they hadn't opened the floodgate and let all these immigrants into the country. I want you to think about that. And here's the cold thing about it. These immigrants are notorious for reporting Black co-workers to supervisors or managers or leading the write-up. Shout out to Move Fast. And suspensions and firings. Imagine the feeling of betrayal. You understand? We believed in these people. We trained these people. We helped them get hired sometimes. Let me hire my homeboy, Jose. You know? And then the same workers, later, they said, you get you fired, and then they bringing in their relatives to fill the spots that they got you fired from. And all that's going to do is deepen the resentment. And see, this is real economic cost for Black workers, specifically Black men and Black women. Have y'all thought about that? Because see, I'm going to tell you something, and I got some more for you guys. Our leaders thought about that at the time. Not these people that I have on the thumbnail tonight, but our real leaders that actually cared about us, not these folk that are tied to, you know, these other locations in the diaspora. You dig what I'm trying to say? And so, and I know y'all like, well, Al Sharpton is from New York. Al Sharpton is surrounded by Black immigrants all day. So, you know, that's his influence at this point. But again, these are real economic costs. And look, we know employers prefer immigrant labor because they're cheap and they're easier to control. These undocumented or newly arrived people from these other countries, they're not about to complain. They're not going to organize. They're not going to push back to have safe working conditions. They'll work for low wages. You can pay them under the table. And so as a result, Black workers are being squeezed out of entire industries we relied on. And our support for enforcement is rooted less in ideology and more in belief that immigration has tilted the labor market against hardworking Black Americans. Would you need bilingual employees if it wasn't no bilingual people in the country in the first place? I mean, just think about that. Well, I need to hire this person because she's bilingual. To service who? To service the people who only speak Spanish. Well, let's get rid of the people who speak Spanish and get rid of the people who speak these other languages, and then you won't need bilingual workers. You can hire Black people again. Did y'all know that Miami in the 1960s, all those jobs, cleaning hotels, doing the labor, all that was Black people who would come down from Georgia and Florida? Did y'all know that? And then they let the Cubans in, they let all them other Latinos in and whatnot, and just the Black population in Overtown is just shrink to nothing. Shout out to Michael. You understand what I'm saying? Miami used to be a Black town. It was actually founded by Black people, Black American people. Now, of course, you always had the Caribbeans who came up from, what's that little place right off the coast of Miami, the Bahamas. They're always there. It was always there. All right? But for the most part, everybody spoke English. So you didn't need a whole bunch of Spanish-speaking people. Look, man, I'm just saying, let's just do the math, add it up, and see what it comes to. Now, again, Black Americans are not all on the same page, all right? It's 45 million of us, right? We're not on the same page about immigration enforcement. There's lots of Black people who strongly support ICE's actions, and some feel indifferent, okay? And then you got others who are openly, they disagree, and they warn that, this stance is dangerous, and some openly say ICE isn't moving fast enough. You heard that, brother. And so this split is sharp and it's emotional. And on one side, the vast majority, okay? The vast majority are saying enforcement doesn't affect Black Americans, and therefore it doesn't deserve our energy or our protest. On the other side, you got a little small contingent of mostly immigrant voices, Black immigrant voices, arguing that this expanded law enforcement and that power always eventually turn on Black people. Okay, even if it starts with somebody else. And I thought in history, when has that ever happened? That they started with one group and then turned to Black people? No, we're always the primary target. We're the canary in the coal mine. So it's like you just making up stuff. You don't even know American history. You ain't even from here. You understand? But again, you got this small, loud contingent of Black people who say we should not care. We should care about them being targeted because state power grows quietly and spread. What do you mean? We already targeted. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. But still, it's a cautionary voice. We hear you, right? But most of y'all are shouting people like that down because they're fear-mongering. They're trying to pull Black Americans back into unwanted alliances with people that don't like us. You see? And let me tell you something. We don't really think about immigration, but this split is not polite and it's not theoretical. These are raw personal emotions. Black people have very strong feelings about this, and it shows a community struggling to decide whether self-preservation means standing apart or standing together, and whether past lessons about the government power still outweigh present frustrations and exhaustion. Now here, let me tell you something. One of the clearest and angriest positions I think we all can agree on is our deep distrust for these liberals, our deep distrust for white liberals and the progressive activists. And let me tell you something. Black people have been long manipulated and called on, but only when our voices and our bodies and our angers are useful for someone else's cause. See, we believe immigration protests are another example of this pattern, and Black people are expected to show up and take risks. They wanted Renee Good to be Keisha Good. They wanted Alex Peretti to be Alex Jenkins. You understand? That's what they wanted. But it didn't happen like that. They want us to get out there and take all the risks and provide the moral legitimacy while our own needs are ignored once the cameras go off. You see? And see, these white liberals assume we own black political behavior. Black people are being told what we should care about. You hear them on there. Y'all should care about these people. Guys, my God, they're black and brown brothers, the African brothers. They tell us we should be angry. And this has created a lot of resentment. That's why you see a lot of angry black people. Stop telling us what to do. We grown. Those are the same liberals that are silent or absent when black communities face violence and crime and school failures or economic decline. This is not solidarity that they're promising. This is like emotional conscription. You understand? So that's why we're deliberately refusing to participate, not because we support the cruelty. We see it's cruel. We don't like that. But what we're not going to do is allow these people to use us. And so black Americans are capable of thinking on our own for ourselves and setting our own priorities. And this refusal isn't an act, it's an act of independence, choosing not to be political cannon fodder and not to lend our credibility to movements that in our view have never truly stood with black people when it mattered most. And see, here's the thing. We have our own identity. We identify as foundational black Americans, as American descendants of slaves, as a Solon people. We identify as colored, if you want to go back that far. We identify as the American Negro. We are the freedmen. Bottom line is we are the black people who are descended from the enslaved people, and we are a distinct group, not just another racial category. Don't do us like that. Our identity is rooted in U.S. history, in slavery, and the Constitution established in the 14th Amendment. Because of this lineage, immigration enforcement doesn't apply to us in the same way it applies to others. And so we reject being grouped in together with immigrants under labels like black and brown or people of color. Stop letting them call you people of color. You are not a POC. You are black. We fought like hell not to be called colored, and y'all letting them call y'all people of color again. You colored. Just be black. I'm black American. I'm foundational black American, whatever. But not colored and not melanated either. Horses and cows and polar bears are melanated. Stop letting these people play with you. Melanated. That's something they came up with in one of these liberal ass colleges somewhere. Oh, you're a melanated person. And then you come to find out polar bears and goats and moccasins and rats are melanated. Earthworms are melanated. Damn it. But the FBA framework is decisive. It's not hateful. We're not attacking anybody, okay? We're protecting boundaries. We're forcing people to recognize our lineage is no different than recognizing citizenship of family history. Policies like reparations, set-asides, and civil rights protections, they were created specifically to address the harm done to the descendants of slaves, and expanding those benefits to everyone, it weakens the whole purpose. And that said, lineage is about fairness. It's not about exclusion. And even still, tension within the black community itself, even though some black Americans reject FBA language, like a lot of you folk out here, you listening to me, but you don't know if it's okay yet. All right? Because saying that word, it fuels hostility. I mean, I know Tariq Nasheed is arguing with some dude online right now about that. But the thing is, the backlash already exists. And that silence has never protected black people anyway. FBA offers clarity and self-respect in a moment when we feel pressure to absorb everyone else's problems. And look, we know who we are, and we're not afraid. So the bottom line is black Americans are exhausted. We're guarded. We're done being pulled into other people's fights. vast majority of you all are, we're not confused. We're not fearful. We're resolved. We reached a point where survival requires drawing hard lines about our identity, because that lets us know what our responsibility is, and it lets us know what our priorities are. Immigration enforcement is not viewed as a moral emergency for Black America, but as a separate issue that others must deal with amongst themselves. Every major political movement of the past 60 years asked Black folk to sacrifice something. We sacrificed jobs. We sacrificed neighborhoods. We sacrificed businesses. We sacrificed social stability. We sacrificed our freedom. We sacrificed our bodies with promises of progress that never fully materialized. Watching immigration enforcement unfold, we just refuse to repeat what we see as a familiar pattern, giving emotional energy, our physical presence, our political cover, only to be left behind again. And see, silence in this moment is intentional. Black Americans are recentering ourselves. We're choosing our self-interest over symbolism. We're picking caution over emotion. You understand? And the other thing is we choose boundaries over this blanket solidarity. And see, this doesn't mean every Black American person agrees, nor does it mean compassion is gone. We are beautiful, wonderful, lovely people. But what it does mean is that a large and vocal segment, and I would argue the majority of the national community of Black people, is no longer willing to be predictable. And the shock from the politicians and the media figures comes from realizing that Black Americans are no longer responding on cue, and that shift is the most important political development revealed in the past several years. And so here's what's going on. Now, you got panic. You got panic going on. 2016 midterms are getting closer, and these folks are fretting. You understand me? Now, we about an hour and 47 minutes in. I need you all to y'all gonna have to hit the like button. Okay, I need you to hit the like button. Go ahead and do that now. We got all 1,000 people in here. I want y'all to hit the like button. Don't play with me. Go ahead and hit the like button, because I can't be in there all night. Okay, hit the like. I'm gonna check right now and see if you all have subscribed. I'm not finished. I got plenty more to go. I got some more video to show you. I'm gonna show you what the real leaders that loved us thought. I'm gonna show you what Brother Malcolm thought about this. I'm gonna show you what Barbara Jordan thought. I'm gonna show you what Dr. Claude Anderson said. These are the people that matter. I don't care about these new people, but I need you all to do me a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. I'm gonna be looking to see what y'all did do, and I want to see that subscribe button is hit. Let me see where I am. Oh no, y'all need to give me 24 new subscribers so that I can be at 92,400. I need 24 people to hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. And once y'all hit the subscribe button, we can get on back to what we're doing. You all hit the 20. I need 24 people to hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna let y'all figure out who amongst you is gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all figure that out amongst yourselves, but I need you to hit the subscribe button so that we can go ahead and get back to this broadcast. You're learning something. That's great. And I'm happy. And at some point, I know you all will let me know you're learning something. But as it is right now, I want all the people, all the free people here. I want all you free people who I need 24 people to hit the subscribe button. Okay. So go ahead, take your time. We're taking a break. It's a little pee break. All the kids line up, hold hands, boys on one side, girls on the other. Go ahead. We're going to take a little pee break. All right. Follow the little line on the floor. You know what I'm saying? And go on down there. Wash your little dirty hands before you come back. But make sure you hit the subscribe button and stop playing. I need 24 subscribers. Make it happen right now. Go ahead. Also, I need you all to hit that like button so I can get this algorithm going. And we'll go ahead and get back to the broadcast. I guess I trust you all. I trust that you all will hit the subscribe button when I turn my back, okay, and get back to giving you this dissertation why in the hell we ain't going for it, okay? Why in the hell we will not be getting out there fighting with the police for folk that don't even like us like that. But anyway, like I said, and thanks everybody for hanging out. I was just thinking tonight, it's just truly an honor to be able to have, sometimes we have over 1,000 people in here, man. Just one dude with, me and grandma and my daddy, okay? He's sitting in this chair. It's just a true honor. And that's why I work so hard to make sure I give you all this quality information. Give you something to think about as you're sitting there around your house. Some of you all are cooking. Some of you all are relaxing. I know we got some truck drivers out there. We got some guys in the military. And so what I like to do is I just like to give you all good quality stuff that you can listen to. And excuse the language, I do apologize, but sometimes I do get a little passionate when I hear nonsense and foolishness, okay? And again, if you learn something, I should earn something, but you don't owe me anything, all right? If I can't do it for free, I shouldn't do it. But then again, you should pay for quality. Nevertheless, if you don't find it, that if you didn't learn something, I didn't do my job, so you don't owe me anything. But either way, let's go ahead and continue. So let's move forward, all right? Oh, yeah, commercials. My man, Simeon TK. Yeah, commercial. Y'all make sure y'all call me at 713-229-0770. If you've been in the car, I'm going to give him a wrench because that's what I need to do. I'm going to give him a wrench. Y'all remind me to, if you've been involved in a car accident, give me a call at 713-229-0770 because clearly I'm not doing a good job at teaching y'all because we only have 8 super chats and we 2 hours in here. So I'm going to have to go back to my day job. Again, you will not do me like y'all did that man, Ricky, what's his name? Ricky Rashid or whatever, and Dr. Umar Johnson. Y'all will not put me out of business. Y'all don't even go to Boyce Watkins anymore. I'm going to keep my day job, all right? I'm not playing with y'all. So y'all hit me up at 713-229-0770. I've been practicing law, be 26 years in October, licensed in 6 states, Supreme Court of the United States. Have a great reputation in the community. I practice 100% personal injury, which means car wrecks. Real simple. Been in a wreck, I get you a check. Get hit from the back, I can help you with that. If you get hit, you get in the crash and get put on your never mind. Y'all hit me up at 713-229-0770. Okay, so let's get back to the business at hand. So, okay, here we got these 2026 midterms. Some of you didn't know. We don't just vote every 4 years. We vote every 2 years. You got the presidential election every 4 years, and then you got the midterm. Some of y'all don't even know what a midterm is. What is that? Is that like a brunch? No, it's not. It's not a brunch, okay? Midterms is where we go vote for the off-year politicians, random, sometimes senators, House of Representatives, local, whatever. Bottom line is the Democrats are in a panic. Shout out to Curly Locks. The Democrats are aligned. The ones that are aligned black with the black political figures, they're not hidden. People like Al Sharpton, Roland Martin, Jamil Green, Oprah Winfrey, D. Ray McKinson, Khadija Kenner. They want you to believe there's something wrong with you. If you're not excited to vote for the Democratic Party, okay? And somebody said my license in North Carolina. No, but I have law associates that are licensed in those countries. And so if you would like to, I'd be more than happy to try to find your lawyer out there. But my number is 713-229-0770. Somebody asked me to repeat it. But let me get back to what I'm doing. And shout out to Ocean Garner. Thank you. We've got 10 people that learned something. Look at God. But anyway, let me stay focused here. So here's the thing. Something's wrong with you. You ain't black if you don't vote Democrat. That's basically what they're saying. Vote blue no matter who. And so they present loyalty as a default position, and doubt, if you doubt voting for the Democrats, something's wrong with you. And they're telling, they're telling hesitation is not thoughtful in their mind. It's dangerous, you see. Questioning the party is not reasonable. It's betrayal to these people, you see. Shout out to ZMS777. They speak as if voting Democrats should make you grateful. You should be happy. As if enthusiasm is, we owe these people. And as if loyalty should be automatic and unconditional and permanent. And when Black Americans pause and question or disengage, sit on the couch, these figures, these individuals, they often respond by framing it as confusion or ignorance. Something's wrong with them. Donald Trump fooled these Black people. Or they have lack of racial pride. Something's wrong with, no, we just didn't want them people here, but we didn't want to vote for Trump, some of us. And so we just stayed home because we couldn't vote for the Democrats. We knew what we were doing. We are grown-ups. You understand? But again, the message is clear. If you don't fall in line, you must be broken. That's how you treat you if you don't vote for them. And many of y'all little families out there, when you said, I ain't voting, I'm staying on the couch. I don't like either one of these people. They treated you bad, and heaven forbid you said you voted for Trump. Lord Jesus, you're still mad at you, right? But what they're watching in real time is this. They're watching Black people are not listening anymore, okay? Voter excitement is down, right? Really, it's voter manipulation. Trust is gone. We don't trust these people, okay? Turnout is shaky. That old fear-based message is failing. And this isn't Uber. It's showing up in the polls, in turnout numbers, and in the way Black voters are openly saying no. And the people who built their careers on managing Black political behavior, they are furious. They are hot as a dancing bobcat with his ass on fire. You understand me? Roland Martin, frat, melting down over there in plain sight, just mad. Brother got video after video lashing out at the Democrat leaders for ignoring Black voters and then begging for support at the last minute. Look, it's just, we just don't like the platform and they're not offering us anything. I mean, openly warning the party that they're going to keep getting their butts handed to them if they don't change. And see, that's not analysis. That is frustration boiling over. That man has spent decades doing cleanup work for the Democrats, and now he can't sell it to us no more. He can't sell that product to us anymore. And when your most loyal salesman can't close the deal, the problem isn't the voters, it's the product. You understand me? It's the product. We don't like what they're offering. It's not good for us. We don't want it. It's unhealthy. Too much salt and sugar. Okay, we don't want that. We don't like it. It's spoiled. It's rotten. We don't want it. And then you got Al Sharpton. Somebody type Fat Al in the chat room. I like Fat Al. Fat Al was out there marching and back in the 80s. He had the little perm. You know what I'm saying? I like Fat Al. A little meat on his neck. Fat Al. This skinny Al, I don't trust him. This little skinny Al ain't MSNBC Al. I don't fool with him. But Fat Al was out there with the perm and the sweatsuit. But anyway, his response has been even more telling. He hadn't offered any solutions. He hasn't inspired anyone. Instead, he's gone straight to shame and fear. His message now sounds like this: if you don't vote the right way, you're reckless, you're selfish, you're putting everyone in danger. That's not leadership. That's scolding. And scolding is what people do when they've lost authority. You see? Behind the scenes, it's worse. You got party insiders, people who've been dealing with these folk for years, admitted what Black voters have been saying for years. Black people feel used. And so you got these leaders that they've acknowledged that Black Democrats feel taken for granted for and pushed aside. And that admission matters because it confirms the truth. The party knows it has a problem. You see? But it's not planning on fixing it. So instead of doing right by Black people, they're just doubling down on the manipulation. They're turning voting into a moral test. They're trying to frame us sitting on the couch and disengaging as some kind of betrayal. They're talking about Black adults like we are children or something like that. Like we don't know. We know better than you. I'm growner than you. You don't tell us what to do. But the bottom line is all that is going to get worse. Because as election day gets closer, y'all can expect the language to turn up to religious. I mean, I can expect these people, if you don't vote against Trump, you don't love your children. You don't love your community. You don't love Jesus. You understand? They're going to wrap the politics in faith and guilt and fear because that's all they have left. You see? But here's the part they don't understand. Shame, that spell is broken. Black people are not confused. We're definitely not lazy, and we're not misinformed. We're exercising the one power we were never supposed to use, and that is choice. The choice to sit our asses out. So excuse my language again. The choice to sit out. The choice to ask questions. The choice to refuse to be emotionally blackmailed and terrified by these so-called leaders. Because, here, the real fear is not Trump. It ain't even a Republican. It's policy. I mean, you going to try to, how you going to scare a group of people? How you going to scare a group of people with something like racism? And we've been dealing with racism for 406 years or 407 years. How you going to scare us? You going to scare us with racism? What brand of racism have we not seen? We've seen lynch mob racism, shoot them in the back when they're running away racism, walking while black racism. We've seen institutional racism, upfront racism. We've seen redneck racism, white collar racism, and red line. What are you going to do now? Huh? That fear is irrelevant at this point. That's not how we move. And so now they're watching black people think without permission. That's what you do. That's what people like me pop up. You understand? I tell you to vote your interest. Don't ever say, I'm not Republican, I'm not Democrat. I'm telling you to vote your interest. Not in a block. Vote your interest. Do what's in your interest. And they don't like that. They want you to do what you're told. Vote your interest. If you're a school teacher and you unionize, vote Democrat. If you're a small business owner and you need low taxes, vote Republican. That's what I tell you. If you don't like any one of these scallywags and scoundboogers, stay at home and sit on the couch. That's what I'm telling you. But see, they don't like the fact that we've disengaged without apology and ignore voices that once spoke with authority. You see, and that's why the anger is leaking out. That's why the insults are sharper, and that's why the pressure is rising. Not on us, because we don't care. See, black Americans see something these gatekeepers refuse to admit. The Democratic Party platform today is not what it once was. See, there was a time, especially post-civil rights era, right up around about 1995-ish, 2000-ish. There was a time, especially in that area, where, the party at least felt compelled to listen to black people and our demands, even if it failed to fully meet them. Today, many black voters feel those demands are just outright ignored or postponed or pushed aside in favor of newer coalitions and priorities. And the expectation of loyalty remains on us, but the obligation to deliver has quietly disappeared. And so to enforce that loyalty, these same folk, they reach for history. They tell you these civil rights leaders did this, and they would be ashamed of you if you didn't vote, with the implication that you're supposed to vote Democrat. We hear this claim constantly on television, social media, in the political commentary. But when you actually examine what many of those leaders said and believe, especially on the issues of immigration, that argument collapses. And the truth is far less convenient. Many influential black leaders in the civil rights era had no problem with legal immigration, so long as it did not harm black voters, black wages, or black political power. And when immigration, legal or illegal, began to compete with or undermine black economic interests, many of those same black leaders raised serious concerns and supported limits. And their position was clear and consistent. Immigration is acceptable only to the extent that it did not come at the expense of black people. And that consensus It's not disappeared. It's still present today, voiced by everyday Black Americans. Did you hear yourselves about an hour ago when I was letting those videos play? We're weighing policy and outcomes and self-interest. And what has changed is that today's political gatekeepers would rather you forget that history. Okay, they prefer a simplified story, one where obedience equals progress and doubt equals betrayal. But that position Black folks hold today is not radical. Sending them home, it's not new, it's not shameful, and it's a continuation of long-standing Black political thinking that prioritize our survival and leverage and collective strength over blind loyalty. And that's precisely why it makes those gatekeepers uncomfortable. Shout out to Be Surreal. I'm gonna let you all hear some historic footage. I'm not gonna hold y'all here all night, but it's important that you understand when these folk come in talking about that. Look at me giving somebody the side eye. That's for all you haters out there. That's the side eye for you guys. I want you to hear what our leaders thought, okay? I want you all to hear what our real Black leaders thought about immigration. I'm gonna hit the number 1 button, and you're gonna recognize some famous people, and you're gonna recognize some not so famous people. But bottom line is you'll see them. I'm gonna let me cue this up. Now, I've played this video a couple of times, but you guys have probably seen it before. I'm going to let it go. Hit the number 1 button if you can hear me clearly.
The Democrats opened the borders in 1965, but the real betrayal happened in 1994, because that's the year a Black woman tried to warn them, and they silenced her. Her name was Barbara Jordan. A civil rights icon and the first Southern Black woman elected to the House of Representatives. She wasn't a Republican. She was a Democrat royalty. President Bill Clinton appointed her to lead the U.S. Commission on Immigration Reform. Her job was to look at the data and answer one question: is immigration good for the average American worker? The Democrats expected her to say yes. But Barbara was honest. She looked at the numbers and she saw the truth. She released the report that shocked Washington. She concluded that low-skilled immigration was directly hurting the most vulnerable Americans.
Who is immigration hurting? Barbara Jordan. Let her tell you who is hurting. Go ahead, Sister Barbara.
Specifically, Black men without college degrees.
And those Black men held jobs and helped pay for the families that they loved and cared for. So when they start letting these immigrants in, and these immigrant men and their families began taking over the jobs that Black men had, that is what helped undermine the Black family. When we always talk about the jobs were shipped overseas, and the truth is the job wasn't shipped overseas. The employees were shipped to the United States of America, and they took the jobs. You understand what I'm saying? So all that, immigrants won't take jobs, or you're fighting for jobs that you don't want. Yes, we damn do want those jobs. We want those jobs doing lawn care, construction, sanitation, maintenance. We want all those jobs. We need all those jobs. So again, family, I want you all to understand this was a concerted effort. Okay? This day, they opened the floodgates, let all these immigrants in, and who are the people affected? Who was affected? Don't you ever forget who's the most vulnerable. Sister Barbara Jordan came up with there. Fifth Ward's finest. Listen to this again.
Specifically, Black men without college degrees. She said, immigration policy must put the interests of the American worker first.
You cannot be all these fake pro-Black. How you gonna be a Black Panther and you pro-immigration, and immigration directly affects the Black man who is the provider of the Black family? You can't be a pro-black or I shout out to all the brothers in the Nation of Islam. Y'all need to figure this out. All you brothers in the, what is it called? The Hebrew Israelite, all y'all need to figure this out. These are the facts delivered to you unemotionally. Here you are. Pick a side. And see, this is why I don't do the pro-black thing. I don't do that. You're not going to label me. I'm going to do what's in the interest of my people. Because me doing what's in the interest of my people is me doing what's in the interest of myself. Now, you had leaders like this woman right here, rest her soul. She said it, and they ignored her. Number one, she was a woman. Number one, she was black. Brilliant woman. They said her voice sounded like the voice of God when she spoke in Congress. Shout out to Red Sigma. She was the one that helped prosecute Nixon. Let's keep listening.
She recommended cutting legal immigration by 1/3 and cracking down on illegal labor to protect black wages. So, what did the Democrats do? Did they listen to this black woman that they appointed? No. Barbara Jordan in 1990.
Let's hear what Bathtub Bill did when he heard about it. Somebody type Bathtub Bill.
Wages. So
somebody type Bathtub Bill. I ain't talking about that but I'm just saying.
What did the Democrats do? Did they listen to this black woman that they appointed? No. Barbara Jordan died in 1996. And the moment she was gone, Bill Clinton buried her report.
Buried it. Blue Dress Bill buried it. You understand? Did I say Bathtub Bill? Okay, Blue Dress Bill buried it.
Instead of cutting immigration, they expanded it. They chose cheap labor over black livelihood. She gave them the blueprint to save the black middle class, and they threw it in the trash.
Mm-hmm. Now, prime time, dog, you can't erase black history. American history is black history. And as long as there are books, they can take some plaques down, but you can't erase black history. Let's go ahead and hear Sister Barbara Jordan speak directly. Hit the number 1 button. Oh, by the way, there will
We strongly denounce the hostility which seems to be developing around immigrants. That is not healthy. We cannot sustain ourselves as a nation if we condone divisiveness in this society of immigrants. At the same time, we disagree with those who label our efforts to control immigration as anti-immigrant. I believe quite firmly that we can quiet and dampen the flames which are surrounding public opinion where immigration is concerned, because people on both sides of this issue have engaged in too much hyperbole. We have got to put the matter of immigration back on a civil course.
Now, I want you all to understand, she was really sick at this time. She had, I believe it's, I forget the name. I don't know if it's lupus or something like cancer, something like that. But they called her up out of retirement. And she's sitting in a wheelchair delivering this message. They asked her to do this research from a wheelchair. Okay, she had retired to Texas. She was sick. Mind you, Barbara Jordan, she's a TSU graduate, Texas Southern University law graduate over in 3rd Ward, Texas. A proud HBCU graduate. They have a building named after her over there. And then she left there and went on to Boston College, where she practiced law. Where she got her law degree. And then she came right back to 5th Ward, Texas, and opened up her own law practice right here. So this is Barbara Jordan. This is one of our own. You understand me? Let's listen to Barbara. And everybody liked her. Republicans liked her. The Democrats liked her. You understand what I'm saying? She never went too far one way or the other. You understand? Let's keep listening.
We have got to know that immigration really goes to the heart of who we are as a nation.
If we are confident enough as Americans in our culture, we should welcome the legal immigrant. We should be able to accommodate diversity in our society. Are we strong enough to welcome those who ought to be in and retain a commitment to the rule of law by keeping those out who shouldn't get in? If we are to preserve our immigration tradition and our ability to say yes to the people who want to get in and seek entry, we've got to have the strength to say no to the people who are not supposed to get in. We need to make.
We've got the strength. We need to have the strength to say what to the people? No. That's what that's your leader right there. That's one of your black leaders right there. That's somebody who is 100% foundational black American. You understand me? That's not a Roland Martin. That's not a Kamala Harris. That's not a Barack Obama. You understand? That's not a fat Al Sharpton who's been hanging out in New York eating roti and patties, so he don't know if he black or not. Okay? He don't know what kind of black he is. This is Fifth Ward black right here. Shout out to that bloody nickel.
Deportation a part of a credible immigration policy. As a nation committed to immigrants and the rule of law, we've got to do that balancing act.
Now, I want you brothers to understand something. Barbara Jordan had already done the report that demonstrated that the most vulnerable group as to immigration was black men. Now, a little bit about Barbara Jordan. I had a chance to see a private screening of her movie, The Inquisitor, that was actually produced for $1.5 million by Texas Southern University students. She loved her granddaddy. She loved her granddaddy. She loved her granddaddy. They would ride around in that truck through Fifth Ward. She was always on his hip. She loved her granddaddy. And I bet when she saw those hardworking black men, they reminded of her granddaddy, and she felt compelled to do something for him. So she put the interest of black men at the forefront because she loved her granddaddy. They said, granddaddy, Barbara was right there next to him. So you brothers can't say, look, I'm gonna say, you brothers can't say we ain't had some riding sisters with us in the past. I'm giving you a story right now. Okay, you can't say, oh, no, we ain't gonna just sit up here and just, at some point, we just gotta speak the truth. She put this out, and this is 1994. Most of y'all wasn't even born. That's 30 years ago, over 30 years ago. This is what she was saying about black men way back then. They're the most vulnerable. We need to get these people up out of here so the black man can have a job again. So the black man can go back and take care of his family again. That's what Barbara Jordan said. This is what she said without saying it. Let's keep listening.
The most urgent immigration problem we face today is the unauthorized entry of hundreds of thousands of illegals. That undermines our commitment to legal immigration.
Yes, it does.
Although the illegal alien may be generally law-abiding and particularly in good...
Somebody type illegal alien in the chat. That's what she said. I didn't say that. Somebody type illegal alien.
Good economic times, maybe we need the illegals. Their entry in violation of the law is a violation of our national interest. We believe a credible approach to immigration must be comprehensive. Mm-hmm. First, border management. We support
border management. That sounds like a wall, and military men on the wall. Is that? Oh my God! Let's keep listening.
For a very simple view about border management.
What is that?
Prevent illegal entries, facilitate legal ones. The second part of our strategy.
That's border management. Oh my God, that sounds like what Trump is doing. I thought he was this racist dude. So you telling me the Democrats 30 years ago led by Barbara Jordan, say do the same thing that they're doing right now on the border? Okay, check. Let's keep somebody in the chat room type, check.
Work site enforcement. Employment, we believe, continues to be the principal magnet for illegal aliens coming into the country.
Okay.
As long as you...
Oh, you mean the ones up here giving them jobs so they don't have to hire black men? Oh, that's the problem. Oh, okay, damn. Check. So that's go raid them at their job. So when the liberals, when these white liberals and these black people say, oh, these are just hardworking people, they're just up here to work, they don't even have crimes. Well, you're stealing jobs from black men and you're undermining foundational black American families because the black men who don't have the jobs that they would have normally had can't take care of their family. So it creates a strain on the system. That increases crime. That it undermines their ability to pay taxes on their homes. So it undermines the school system. Oh, it's all starting to make sense now. Oh, so why would a Democrat, a liberal, not want these black men and women to have money and whatnot? Oh, they want to replace us because we're no longer cooperating with them, and they need a group of people who they can easily manipulate so that they can maintain power. Oh, so it's not really about us. It's about one group maintaining power and continuing to keep that power. I get it. Oh, damn, I didn't know. It was just right there because this is a Democrat of Democrats. My goodness, it's amazing when you actually start thinking about what's going on and really say, well, doggone it. It's that simple. They're making it about them instead about us. Amazing.
As businesses benefit from illegals on their workforce, they are not going to try to help us get on top of the problem. We believe that employer sanctions must be made to work. And enhanced labor standards enforcement, essential components of a strategy to reduce the job magnet.
This is not the first time in history they've tried to replace black labor when we became too uppity and uncooperative and they couldn't control us. We'll talk about that a little later on. Y'all gonna learn a lot today. Even though we've been in it 2 hours, you're gonna be here. I plan to shut this down in 2 hours and like 3 hours, but we're gonna be here. Let's keep going.
Third part of our recommendations, immigrant eligibility for public benefits. That's a major one.
Someone typed Minnesota Somalians in the chat room. This is what she was
The Commission believes that decisions about eligibility should support the objectives of immigration policy. Using these objectives as a measure of benefit policy, we come to the following conclusions. First, legal permanent residents should continue to be eligible for needs-tested assistance programs. Our views on eligibility for benefits of illegal aliens are different from those benefits that are recommended for legal aliens. If an alien is in this country lawfully, he should receive whatever benefits a lawful resident receives. But if a person is here unlawfully, he should be entitled to no benefits.
No benefits.
No benefits. Why the distinction?
Oh, she could sing too, by the way, just in case y'all didn't know. She grew up singing in her church in Fifth Ward. And when she got older, she would host parties and people come over and she'd sit around and sing. You can tell she can see what that's about. She's about I don't know if that's not a soprano. That's like I don't know. Is that a baritone? That's like an alto, something like that. She could sing too, by the way. I've heard her sing on some recordings. Let's keep listening.
Between the eligibility of legal aliens and illegals. Illegal aliens don't have the right to be here. They broke the law to get here. They never intended to become a part of our social community.
They didn't.
And they are not entitled to benefits. They have no intention to integrate.
And that's still true right now. Shout out to the great, brilliant, beautiful Barbara Jordan still reigning supreme. Now I want to introduce you all to somebody else. Another gentleman I like to listen to. His name is Dr. Claude Anderson. Have you all ever heard of Dr. Claude Anderson? If you heard of Dr. Claude Anderson, hit the #1 button. I have a video of Dr. Claude Anderson speaking on this very same issue. I'm gonna let it play now, okay? Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can get this thing to play real quick. Hold on. All right. Having a little, okay. Oh man, can't get it to play. That's all right. We'll try another video. I'll try to post that up a little later on. But again, there's been so many people who've spoken about this issue. There's another gentleman I want you guys to share. His name is well, I'll play. Oh man, my videos are now tripping. This is crazy, man. The videos are tripping. Let me see if I can get this to pop off the right way. I'll do the best I can. Oh no, follow social. All right, yeah. So I'm having some technical difficulties with the videos, but that's all right. I have other ways. Y'all hit the #1 button and I will try to pull this up at another location. All right. Are you guys learning something? Are you learning something today? If you're learning something, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that I know that you're learning something. Please subscribe to the channel right now. I think I needed like 10 more subscribers. So if you guys would, if I could get 10 more people to subscribe to the channel, that would be more than awesome. And that would take me, I think, up past 400. Okay, that's 92,400 hard earned. Did it the right way. You understand? So you guys make sure. I need 10 people to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, let me get 10 more people to subscribe. Okay, go ahead and do that now. And I'm gonna let a couple of these videos play. Now, before I forget, I'm gonna hit some real hard subjects this week. I don't understand why. Shout out to RS1. Thank you so much. Let me see if I can get these videos to play. Okay. Over here. Thank you for your patience, folk. I certainly do appreciate your patience. There we go, right there. As they say, boom shakalaka. All right. Okay, so we'll go ahead and cue this video up. Thank you all for your patience. You're wonderful people. Okay, there we go. All right, let me know if you guys can hear this clearly. Let me know if you can hear this clearly. It's gonna be Trump for about 2 or 3 seconds, and then it's gonna play the all right, listen. This is Dr. Claude Anderson, okay? You guys can Google him. He has books. You guys check out Dr. Claude Anderson. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Somebody's saying they can't hear the sound. You guys can't hear the sound? They're saying no sound. Let me try to re-up this sound real quick. I want to make sure you guys hear this. I apologize for that. I'll try it one more time. Let's see if we can get this sound. Okay, sure. All right. Let me know if you can hear it now.
In a religious aspect and business opportunities for their people. Black folk get nothing.
All Americans.
You know what I'm saying?
Not only in the states most.
You guys are telling me you can't hear the sound. The sound got shady. Y'all are telling me, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me see if I can get this thing up and rolling. If you can hear me, let me know if you can hear me. Okay, let me see if I can sort this out. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're having some issues with the videos. I downloaded all these videos, but there are some videos from Dr. Martin Luther King saying a few things. There's some videos of a lot of different people. And I think the most important, however, was Dr. Barbara Jordan. You guys heard what she has to say. She was the most, I would say, instrumental in that regard. And so what I'll do is I'll post a link of that video on my page so you guys can check it out on your own. I wish I could just simply click on this, some of these videos. Let me see if I can get it up this, if I can get this in this way. Y'all hit the #1 button and let me know if you can hear it when the sound comes in. All right. Okay, let's see. I think I might have another way to do it. All right, check this out.
What is it about the Negro? What is it about the Negro? I mean, every other group that came as an immigrant somehow, not easily, but somehow got around it. Is it just the fact that Negroes are black?
All right, so you heard Dr. Martin Luther King that they always rely on, explaining to people, you know, this is a reality that we're dealing with. You know, America has treated black people differently than they've treated these other immigrants. Now, I did have a video of Brother Malcolm X, and I don't know if I can pull that up, but you know, this is not uncommon. This is not an uncommon way of thinking. I want you all to check this other video out as it plays. Y'all hit the #1 button. Let me know if you can hear it clearly once I let it play out. Okay. All right. Okay.
Ain't no hatred of our brown brothers up in here. I love the Mexicans. You didn't hear me. I know who they are. It's a shame that you don't know. You ain't no Mexican, you know. That's what you call yourself. You ain't no Spaniard. You just speak Spanish. You wear a Spanish name. Grew up in a Spanish type culture because the Spaniards were the killers that came over here to conquer the indigenous people of the hemisphere. See, you are the original owners of the hemisphere. You are the indigenous people of the earth. Only beef we got with you is the beef that the enemy makes, and it ain't real. You're not the enemy. He wants the blacks to see the brown as the enemy, wants the brown to see the black as the enemy, so we just kill each other.
You don't add any other context to it, right? Oh, you say, oh, well, Farrakhan, you know, he was seems like he was down with, he didn't distinguish between black and brown, right? And then you look at this video. Y'all take a listen to this.
And that's just due to the weather. You can't compare black people to the Cubans, to the Haitians, to the Vietnamese, to the Palestinians, people who just got here yesterday but take advantage of what America offers, walk right on by black people, and then wonder, what's wrong with these people? They were here longer than we. Why don't you have what the Cubans have? Why don't you have what the Koreans have? Why don't you have what the Greeks have, the Irish have? Everybody that came after you has more than you. Why? Because this society robbed us of the knowledge of self. This world did to us what the ruffians did to Hiram. This world hit us in the head. This world robbed us.
Okay, so even the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who is clearly a Nation of Islam, I believe, they believe that the Mexican people are part of the tribe of Shabazz. So even they can even distinguish between Black Americans and the Hispanic, or what we call Hispanic. We're different people, okay? But let's keep listening.
At the heart of it is benefits. Absolutely. As in money. Right. Who deserves affirmative action? Who deserves set-asides? It gets down to the hardcore. Can you, sir, as an immigrant Black person to America, are you eligible for set-aside programs for a group of people that were disenfranchised in the United States as a result of slavery and discrimination? Now, do you feel that entitlements specifically should go to immigrant, non-white people who are now citizens even of the United States?
I believe the civil rights movement, the fight for equality, would not eliminate prejudices. And I believe...
You think it's a prejudice if African Americans believe that only Blacks who were Americans who went through that period should be eligible for those?
I think they should be eligible because they went through the pains and sufferings. I do understand it. But for me, as a new American, coming here, facing the same prejudices against me, walking on the street, in Wall Street, coming here to anywhere you go to the South.
So you think the only qualification is to suffer prejudice in the United States? It doesn't matter if you were here during that period.
I believe we should look at it and saying that those who suffered, who came as slaves here, deserve more than anybody else. They suffered more than us. But I said Africa were colonized, and we in Africa as well suffered. I don't mean that I'm coming from Africa, I am claiming the same right like Bobby or like his children. What do we call my child born here in America?
Okay, listen, we're going to come back to what we call them, yes. But right now I want to talk about the benefits.
Right.
Our leaders at the time were dealing with the same arguments that we hear these people throwing at us now. Well, just because I'm here, so I suffer racism. So because I suffer racism because of the color of my skin, I should reap the benefit that Black people in America reap. Oh, well, yeah, I understand maybe not as much because they were slavery and they had to deal with slavery, but we should get something. The problem is they volunteered for it. You know, you volunteered to come over here. You could have stayed in your home. You see, and that's the whole thing. You could have stayed in your home. You didn't have to come here. Now, here's the crazy part, okay? I want you all to listen to, our first African president of the United States of America, and I want you to tell me who he sounds like, okay? I want you to tell me who you think he sounds like, all right? Because, by today's standard, this would be xenophobic and extreme.
This is just one more example of something that is not thought through and is primarily put forward for political consumption. The bill before us will certainly do some good. It will authorize some badly needed funding for better fences and better security along our borders.
The fence is now basically complete. Maybe they'll need a moat. Maybe they want alligators in the moat.
Secure our borders with technology, personnel, physical barriers if necessary in some places.
We will not build a wall. Instead, we will build an economy where everyone who wants a good job can get one.
I voted for a fence. I voted unlike most Democrats, and some of you won't like it. I voted for 700 miles. sentence. But let me tell you something, folks. People are driving across that border with tons, hear me, tons of everything from byproducts from methamphetamine to cocaine to heroin. It's all coming up through corrupt Mexico.
And the impulse is to hunker down, shut the gates, build walls, exit at this moment is precisely the wrong answer.
Former presidents have said to him that they wish that they had built a wall. Do you recall President Obama ever saying that?
Come on.
Construction of a 630-mile border fence create a significant barrier to illegal immigration on our southern land border. All along, the president's saying, well, I'll do DACA and Dreamers in return for the wall. He's got it. President Trump, if you want to open the government, you must abandon the wall.
Okay. So, here's the thing, folks. Even the Democrats of recent years agree that immigration is bad. So the question we have to ask ourselves is what happened? Now, I'm going to take the opportunity to kind of go over the a little bit more about some of our heroes, Barbara Jordan, a little bit. And I want to kind of summarize it for you. So you can kind of understand, because it's Black History Month, right? And I want to make sure you guys are able to put Black history in context. It makes no sense to learn facts without understanding why it's important. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and start with Barbara Jordan, one of the most respected Black leaders in American history. Barbara Jordan was one of the most serious and respected women, okay, that we've ever had, not just Black. Now, a little bit about her, as I said earlier, she was from 5th Ward. She was born in February 21st, 1936. She passed away on January 17th, 1996. But the work she did still shapes American politics today. She was born and raised in 5th Ward, working class Black neighborhood that shaped how she saw power, fairness, and responsibility. Okay, Jordan, I want you to understand something. I'm gonna break this down a little further. Backbone. All right, somebody type backbone in the chat room. Barbara Jordan, brilliant early on, okay, but she didn't come up through elite schools. She went to Texas Southern University, HBCU, where she stood out as a powerful speaker and a thinker. She was the only woman on the all-male debate team. And that very debate team went and they had a debate contest against one of these Ivy League schools, was supposed to be the best school in the country. And they said, oh, they broke even. It was a tie. It was a tie. And this little tiny, look, we talking about 1956 at this point. Okay, and she's born 1936. We talk about 1950 Black students from the tiny TSU in 3rd Ward, Houston, Texas, came in tied with the best debate team in the country. And she was on that team with all boys. Okay, and she was cool. All right. Now, again, she was a powerhouse speaker at TSU. She sharpened her voice, her discipline, and her belief that laws matter and that Black people had to understand them better than anyone else. And after TSU, Barbara Jordan went to Boston College. She went to law school, becoming one of the few Black women to earn her law degree from a major Northern institution. She returned to Texas as a lawyer, not to protest from outside, but to work inside the system, because she understood that the real power lives in rewriting the rules, running the institutions, and basically controlling the levers of power. That's what Americans do. Okay. Now, Jordan went on to make history as the first Black woman from the South to get elected to Congress. She started off on the state level, and she moved on to the federal government. Okay. And she lost a couple times, but she kept going. Now, the thing is, most people remember her for her booming voice during the Watergate hearings, where she spoke about the Constitution with a seriousness that made the whole country stop and listen. But fewer people talk about her later work, especially on immigration. Barbara Jordan's basic position was that the U.S. has the right to set immigration levels, enforce the law, and reduce illegal immigration, and immigration policy should serve the national interest, including the protection of U.S. workers, and at the bottom of that labor market, Black men. Okay? And in her commission role, she repeatedly framed illegal immigration as a problem that undermines the rule of law. In other words, merely coming up here is breaking the law. That's what Barbara Jordan said. So you guys go run and get that video and say Barbara Jordan said they breaking the law if they come up here. Do you think you're bigger than Barbara Jordan? Huh? That's what she said. That was her intention. Okay? It undermines the rule of law, and it creates an employment magnet that can undercut job prospects for wages for Americans with the least leverage. In other words, if these people know they can come up here and get a job, they're going to keep coming. We got to shut that down. We got to make them uncomfortable. We got to make them want to leave. We got to put so much heat on them, they don't even want to come up to the border. They want to leave. You understand? That's what we're doing. Okay, so that's what she said. Now, Barbara Jordan chaired the U.S. Commission on Immigration Reform. Her position was clear, was disciplined. Immigration policy must respect the rule of law. Illegal immigration functions as a job magnet, and people hurt first. The first people hurt are the low-skilled American workers like her granddaddy. You understand? And that matters because Black workers, especially Black men, are disproportionately concentrated in those same labor jobs. And so when the Honorable Barbara Jordan talked about enforcement, she wasn't talking about cruelty. She was talking about labor protection. And she understood something our modern leaders refuse to say out loud. If you flood a low-wage labor market, wages go down and Black workers lose leverage. That wasn't conservative ideology 20 years ago, 30 years ago. That was just Black economic realism. Jordan wasn't making a race argument as the headline. She was making a worker rule of law argument. But the workers most exposed to wage competition are often the low-skill, low-wage people, which overlaps heavily with groups that have been economically squeezed, including Black men workers without degrees. So she was batting for us. Okay? I want you all to remember what Dr. Barbara Jordan's, I want you to remember that. Okay, remember her. Remember the work she did. When they call you racist and xenophobic for wanting these people gone, remember Dr. Barbara Jordan wanted, Honorable Barbara Jordan wanted the same thing. And then she was all the way inside the system. She knew the law better than most of the doggone people you hear talk. Not only was she a lawyer, she was a lawyer's lawyer. She knew the Constitution. She explained the Constitution to the United States public back in the 1970s during the Nixon Watergate hearings. She knew the Constitution, and she didn't deem this enforcement of immigration laws that are currently on the books as racism. Let's just be mindful of that, Black people. The next time these folk try to shame you, these same Democrats, some of these same Democrats that hold her position in Congress are trying to convince you that what's happening right now that actually directly benefits Black people, Black men specifically, is racism. It's lazy. That is lazy. That's lazy thinking, and they think they're going to try to shame you into doing it. Because we're subjected to so much racism, the idea that we would be willing to allow racism to do something that benefits us or stand anywhere in the world, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. This ain't injustice. This is the law enforcement. That is what justice is. Now, again, we might not like the brutality associated with it, but at the end of the day, that's for another department. Now, I want to move on to Dr. Claude Anderson. He was born on May 11, 1939. He's still alive today. And unlike Barbara Jordan, he's never been a member of government officially. He's never chaired a federal commission. He's an advocate. He's an economist. He's a policy thinker. Okay, not a government body. And that's a distinction that matters. See, Anderson's work through his writing and through his institutions like the Harvest Institute, it focuses on how immigration and labor markets and public policy affect Black Americans specifically. And his arguments are advocacy, not official government findings. Basically, he gets out there, hey, this is what's going on. He's been doing it for years. Okay, but what makes them relevant is that the mechanism he describes, job competition, wage pressure, and political displacement are the same issues later identified by formal studies that the government commissioned. So he was ahead of the curve. Now, Dr. Claude Anderson has argued for years through the Harvest Institute and public commentary that unchecked illegal immigration harms native US-born Black Americans economically. What he's saying is it harms foundational Black Americans. It harms the Salon people. It harms ADOS. It harms the American Negro. It harms colored folk. It harms freedmen. Whatever you choose to describe it, we're talking about the people who can trace their heritage back to the enslaved population here in the United States. Black people. That's who he's talking about. And so he urged policies that protect Black workers' economic positions. You can find versions of these claims in his public letters and organizational materials. And the thing, again, he's not an official government official, but he aligns with the type of economic mechanism well, let me say it like this, that the mechanism he describes is the same mechanism identified by a lot of these formal policy bodies. Low-skilled labor competition, wage suppression, because these people come in and work for pennies on the dollar, that's going to drive the price down. And displacement of Black American workers historically. That same Black man that lost his job in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, your fathers, your uncles, your grandfathers, those jobs were taken by these foreigners. Okay? That's what you need to understand. Now, I'm going to talk about old Fred. Somebody type old Fred in the chat room. Somebody type old Fred in the chat room. Somebody type Frederick Douglass in the chat room. Do you all know who Frederick Douglass is? Y'all might know him from his haircut. Let me see if I can put this up for you guys. I want y'all to see Frederick Douglass. All right. I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. It's Black History Month. We're going to learn something. You learn something about Barbara Jordan. And of course, there are other contemporary people that came after Barbara. We've always had plenty of Black people saying, this immigration is trash. We got to get these people out of here, man. This is ridiculous. This is a good picture. Frederick Douglass, okay? Old Fred. Now, here's the thing. Let me know you can hear me. I want to tell you a little bit about him. Frederick Douglass was born in slavery at 1818. Okay? Lived through some of the most dangerous periods in American history. He escaped slavery. Actually, he fought his master and escaped. And he became one of the most popular voices against it. Right? He had the ear of Lincoln. You understand? And he lived to see the Civil War end and slavery end. He died on February 20th, 1895. Okay? And during the time when Black Americans were technically free but economically under attack. I want you to listen. Listen. What I told you earlier, this ain't the first time they tried to flood the community. It's not the first time they tried to flood America with immigrants. Okay? So after the Civil War ended in 1865, the country entered a period called Reconstruction. We talked about that before. So you have millions of Black people who were formerly enslaved, were finally free, ready to work for wages. Okay. Some of us bought land. Some of us wanted to buy land. We wanted jobs. Some of us had jobs. Basically, these people wanted a chance to support their families. But this is where the problem began. These white folk and these factory owners and these politicians, they didn't want to pay black people fair wages or allow them to gain any economic advantage or independence. So instead of hiring black laborers, many businesses and political leaders, they pushed to get cheap labor from outside the country. Did you hear that? So they had us working free for 246 years. But the minute it was time for them to pay us, they didn't want to pay us. They would rather go hire somebody else from somewhere else than pay the black people. This is how much they did. It bothered them that we talk northern, southern, they did not want us to be empowered. Frederick Douglass talked about cheap labor. He warned that these powerful interests were trying to replace black workers rather than employ them. Employers wanted workers who had no political power, no voting rights, no ability to organize. Keep in mind, we just came out of Reconstruction. 12 years of black men kicking ass and going to Congress and being they too uppity. They too uppity. We can't give them jobs. We're gonna give them jobs. They're gonna do it better. They know everything. They know how to. They've been building the houses. They've been shoeing the horses. They've been building the roads. They tend the farms. They do everything. They know everything. We give them jobs. They're gonna be better off than us. See, that's why I'm telling you, when they say, oh, black people didn't build this country, they were slaves, they were forced to do it. No, that is not accurate when you don't convey the proper context. They forced us to do it, but we had the ingenuity to do it. They didn't do it. There was a time back at that time, white men didn't do labor. It was beneath the white man to do labor. That was slave work. Building houses, that's slave work. I'm a white man. I might have just got over here from Scotland or Ireland, but I'll be damned if I would be reduced down to the level of a dark. I'll be damned. I'm a proud Irishman. Even though I was picking potatoes and starving over there, I'm Kentucky's finest right now. I'm not gonna do it. So again, that was the attitude to these people. They wasn't work. They was lazy. They wouldn't do it. So when slavery ended, they didn't really have anybody to do the work. The black people did all the work. And now we thought it was gonna last longer. Damn it, we gotta build our own houses. We gotta tend our own crops. Now, of course, there's always some exceptions, but the bottom line, the black people did the labor. We literally had been doing the work for 200 years. Can you imagine if y'all had to clean y'all own house? I know some of you rich black people, y'all got people coming over tomorrow to clean up your house, scrub the toilet and make the beds. Can you imagine if you had to clean that house, the maid quit? Huh? Can you imagine? You're like, damn, I don't even know what to do. I don't know how to do nothing. You see what I'm saying? Fellas, you might have had your mama might have washed your clothes and stuff like that, and then you end up out on your own, and now you got them dirty clothes, and you don't know what to put the Clorox with the Tide and the Clorox, and you get the cheap stuff, and next thing you know, your clothes is all bleached, and you just run around itching because it's put too much Clorox in your clothes, your white clothes. You better get back with that woman. You better get back with her. Okay, all right, that's what happened. So the bottom line is, black folks did all the work. White folk didn't know how to do the work, so they couldn't do it themselves. So what did they do? Instead of paying the black people to do the work, who already knew how to do the work, hell, we've been doing it for over 2 centuries, right? We definitely knew how to do it, but they didn't want to pay us. So they started getting the cheap labor. Guess where they got it from? They wanted to replace the black worker rather than employ him, okay? Employers wanted workers that had no political power, no voting power, no ability to organize. Bringing in foreign labor allowed them to keep wages low and avoid dealing with newly freed black workers who already demanded fair treatment. Remember, for that 12 years of Reconstruction, we was talking stuff, right? We're in Congress. Hell, Frederick Douglass himself, he got him a white woman. Now I'm gonna show you now. You see what I'm saying? That's a spit in the face. That was illegal. And he ended up getting him a white woman. I bet that made him hotter. This is toward the end of his life. He was already an old man. But the bottom line is that was probably like, see, told you, right? Just kind of like a spit in the face sort of thing. I don't know. But the bottom line is at the time, the United States was actively recruiting folk from Europe and Asia, okay? And not just the northern part of Europe. Now I'm talking about Eastern Europe, Ireland, Germany, Italy, all these, the Irish and the Italians, they were considered less than human. A lot of these Irish people will tell you, yeah, they treated our family real bad when we got here. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible. Hell, the Irish were indentured service in Jamaica for years. They just dropped them off on the island of Jamaica. And it's like, y'all, they treated them like some N-words. But see, at a certain point, they got their white card and the Irish changed. That's why the Irish people in Ireland, it's a little tension between the Irish people in the United States because they'll say, you're not Irish. Y'all racist as hell. But either way, same thing with the Italians. The largest group of people lynched in Louisiana were Italian. If you ever go to a little town right outside of New Orleans, like called Kenner or Metairie, those people, those white people sound, they sound just like New Yorkers because that New York accent is an Italian accent. And that Jefferson Parish, New Orleans area accent is also an Italian accent, okay? And that's why those people sound alike because the Italians were in the New Orleans area and they got ran out of there and they had to go to New York because it was so damn racist because the Italians are dark as me. Somebody type olive complexion, as they call it. You understand? Hell, the North Africans had invaded Sicily and stayed there for years. They darkened up all the people. Sicilians, right? The other thing is China, Asia, right? And so on the West Coast from China, the railroads, factories, mines, farms, they benefited from this labor because the immigrant workers could be paid less, they could be threatened with removal, and they could be replaced. I mean, this is right out of slavery. This is what we're going to bring. I thought y'all didn't like colored people. It wouldn't be colored people in America if it wasn't for white people bringing the colored people here. You bring them over here, then when you get mad when they're here. We want you to stay over there. We just want to call you when we need work. You understand? And so Frederick Douglass understood exactly what was happening. He was not attacking immigrants as a people, okay? He was attacking the system that used immigration to undercut black workers at the moment they were most vulnerable, fresh out of slavery. You just gutted. Now, this is what y'all gonna do, white people. You see, or what to say, white tea people. Shout out to Nope 30. Oh, we got 17 super chats. I'm glad after 3 hours, out of 1,000 people watching, 17 people learned something. Yeah, I'm sure y'all knew all this already. So I'm just trying to help y'all catch up with what y'all already. Let me catch up since only 17 people learned something tonight. Praise Moses. Anyway, so again, he didn't attack the immigrants. You know, he had a concept called what did he call that? He called it, gosh, I forget the name of the term that he used. I'm gonna have to think that up again. But the bottom line is he warned that flooding the labor market with this cheap foreign labor would push black Americans out of jobs and keep us poor and powerless and dependent. But see, our good friend that's the point. That's what they were doing, okay? Because these people, remember, they believed we were less than animals. They damn sure didn't want us being in charge, building houses. They got a glimpse of what it looked like when they left us alone. We start building houses and things all around the country and businesses. How can you justify in your mind that these people are beneath you and they're doing better than you? When you got to look up to somebody to talk down to them, it doesn't work right. Here you are talking about these black people and they live better than you because they actually have all the skills and the ingenuity and the will. So they're building hundreds of schools, the Negro Normal Institutes, they got church, they got neighborhoods, they got doctors, they got lawyers, they got universities, they got all this stuff. And you're supposed to be better. So instead of giving these black people, they flooded the country. This is 1890 something. They flooded the country with Chinese people and Eastern Europeans and and Italians and all the people they didn't like, or the people they like less than they like us, or a little more than they like. They ain't like nobody. And so this was the political climate that Frederick Douglass was responding to. Slavery had ended. Black men were gaining voting rights, and black workers were trying to enter into the economy, and the powerful interests were working to stop progress without bringing slavery back outright. They did all kind of stuff, chain gangs, all that sort of stuff. But Frederick Douglass, he did believe in America. And this is what he said: it was a composite nation. In other words, I'm not against bringing other ethnic groups, but what about my people? Let the church say, what about my people in the chat room? I want everybody in the chat room to say, my people. What about my people? And see, that's what Douglass said. He was all compassionate. Again, the concept is, he referred to it as the composite nation. But he also believed that freedom meant economic opportunity, not just legal status. And so when immigration was used to block black advancement, he spoke against it, and his position was clear. Immigration should never be used to harm black voters or weaken their place in American society. So when people today try to use all of these great leaders from the past, including, I want you to take them back to old Fred. When they try to shame you, say, well, old Fred said this. Yeah, he was all for composite nation, you know, black and brown unity, right? Right? But he also understood that labor, power, and economics, he understood that very well. And when immigration worked against black people, he didn't stay silent. See, so what you all are doing right now is not modern thinking. That's black political thinking with a long memory. Yeah. So I'm going to take the opportunity to thank everybody who's contributed to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal. Since only 17 people learned something tonight, clearly this won't take very long. I'm going to go ahead and start with the Cash Apps, though. Let's go ahead and give a big shout out to let me see how many people we got. To the 3 people. Do we have 3 people? We have Mr. Turner. Thank you so much, Mr. Turner. I'm glad you're one of the people that learned something. I appreciate you for the $5 Cash App. Thank you. And then also STEM Style. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for the Cash App that you learned something. Obviously, most people didn't learn anything. We've had 1,000 people here and only 17 people have learned. I'll have to do a better job. I certainly do apologize for failing you all tonight. Anthony Simpson, thank you for the great content. Mr. Turner, again, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll do better. I'll do better next time. I'll do much better next time. You know what y'all gonna get? Let me show you what y'all gonna get right quick. That's what you get. That's the side eye. That's what y'all gonna get since y'all didn't learn nothing. I'm a side eye, y'all. Oh my God, 18 people have learned something tonight. Amazing. That is amazing. I'm still going to try to do a better job. 19 people. Oh, so there are people that have learned something. Okay. Well, I'm happy to hear that. I'm still not finished. I have some more. Maybe they'll learn something as I go, but I'm going to take the opportunity to thank the beautiful people who contributed to the Super Chat so far. The 19 people. I mean, can we get 20? That'll be plenty, but only if you learn something. I don't want you to be stingy. Let's go to Mr. 43TX. Good looking out. Thanks, Unc D. No problem, man. Urban Eagle, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Black Cap Dula. Thank you so much. Each one teach one. Good looking out, family. I appreciate you. Holesby. Come on, man. Come on. Holesby winning with the $2 super sticker. Fight back. Whoop that. Boy, you something else. Holesby winning again. We the for real end words. That's right, man. Thank you so much. Was that Move Fast 5150? Someone invented a term last night, flea babies or fleabies. Y'all are hilarious. Another creator, but I don't want to disrespect that platform mentioning another creator. Thank you so much. Michael J4755, your class is always sharpen my perspective. Thank you so much. Also, all these babies born here since the 1970s from illegals, are they Americans now to the USA? Thank you so much, family. I appreciate you for the $5 super sticker. Let's see who else we got in here. Oh, Lisa Markman, thank you so much for the $5 Cash App. And then also Curly Locks, 2129, thank you for the $1.99 super sticker. Also, let me see here, Oceanus Garner, 9564, thank you so much. And ZMS777, $2 super sticker, thank you. We got 20 super chats. Okay, all right. So 3 more people have learned something since I started reading. Maybe we'll get a few more. I don't want to hold my breath because I'd pass out. The Democrats don't have anything, their platform. Yeah, they don't. They don't have anything we want. And everything they have goes against our interests. That's why we cool on that. Son Jack 9694, before the midterms, we're getting that Elon Dodge or Tariff 2000 stimulus for those Republican votes. Well, I don't know what we're going to get, but I know we're going to get a lot of immigrants up out of here. That's what we're going to get. That benefits us too. So thank you so much for that. We got 22 super chats. Maybe we can get to 25 before we finish. Let me see. Cherie Johnson, pretty name. I always like that name, Cherie. That's a pretty girl name. Your name is Cherie. You're a pretty girl. Thank you, Cherie Johnson. Thank you so much, Miss Johnson. Anyway, thank you for the Cash App. Also, RS11, appreciate you for the $5 super sticker. DTYW9, thank you for the $3 super sticker. And -Z3, he says, I'm glad I sub because I'm definitely learning some things. This is why the school system is terrible, because they teach what they want instead of what they need. And you know what's crazy, y'all? Shout out to Willis Addison. I've been asked, people say, hey man, you should teach one of the local colleges, but I couldn't teach like this. You see, they don't let you teach like this. Like I'm going to talk to you guys about this whole sometime this week after I finish putting this together. I'm going to break down this issue between what they call white Ashkenazi Jews and white people and Arab. I mean, do we understand, as black people, do we understand why this group of white people don't like that group of white people? I'd like to understand. And so I have been doing some research over the past couple of years, but I'm really bearing down over the past couple of weeks to really bear down and give you guys a good lesson. But I would never be allowed to teach that in an American university because it might, somebody might get offended. Even the stuff I'm talking about now with, Barbara Jordan. And I mean, even in the movie that I saw with Barbara Jordan, The Inquisitor, there was no mention about her position on immigration. I mean, they literally just cut that part out. And but all you have to do is just scratch the surface and it's all there. This is what she stood for in her later parts of life. And knowing who she was, I understand she loved her granddaddy. And she was like, I want to help men like that look like my granddaddy, hardworking men. And it's like, wow, and that's why it's important for us to really know our leaders. Like y'all didn't know that about Frederick Douglass. And some people say, well, he married a white man. He married a white woman before he died. Yeah, but he also fought a white man to get free. He was probably just thumbing them in the eye. See, now what? He seemed like that type of person, like payback type dude. Now I'm gonna marry me a white woman. I don't even know if it was just, I don't know. I don't want to judge anybody, but he might have just did it despite him. You know what I mean? So like you have to be able to put things in context. You don't know what people are thinking. Can you imagine growing up in slavery and these people telling you better than them, and now you get in the war and beat them, and now, you know what, I'm gonna really show y'all. So that's why I try to make these stories real and bring them home to you guys. And I think I do a good job of personalizing it for you. So you will never forget old Fred, right? You probably learned more about Frederick Douglass tonight than you knew. Yeah, somebody said Team Petty. That's right, Frederick Douglass, Team Petty. That's dope. I like that. But hey, you know what? I'm with it. I'm 100% with the Petty. Oh man, let me stop playing with y'all. Shout out to my man Nope Dope. Thank you so much. Yeah, but I'll probably just do my little thing here with you guys, and hell, I probably make more money teaching history and social events with you guys 4 hours a night than I would working at a university. And besides that, I'm not really, I work for myself. I've been working for myself 26 years. I'm really not trying to take instructions. And hell, I give more money away than they pay in a salary. I mean, I get more money in scholarships and stuff like that than they would pay. Them people don't pay for $1,500 a class per year or per semester. So if I did 4 classes, that's $6,000. I get that away in scholarships every semester. So, I'm just saying, never mind. But anyway, let's get back to the broadcast. Shout out to Sleepy PYJ 2011. Thank you for the super sticker. We got 23 super stickers. Let's try to get ourselves. Can we get 2 more? Did we get 2 more learners? Are there 2? Is there 1 more? Is there 1 more? The church doors are open. Is there 1 more? We actually need 2 more. But anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Definitely good for thought. Thank you so much, Jocelyn. You're awesome. Who we got? Eddie Washington, 6452. I got 5 on it. That's what, man, you got 20 on it, baby. We got enough for a dub sack. What's happening? Oh, man, shout out to 562 Canary. I always learn something. That's good. That makes me really happy to know you all are learning. So it really does, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for the wisdom, Uncle D, Torrin Jones. These are lessons, man. We sitting around learning lessons about our ancestors. We hear these names. We don't actually hear who these people are, And so I try to it's Black History Month. We're going to do what we do. But anyway, we got 1 more that came to. I'll be learning, boss. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we got 24 super chats, man. Shout out to all you superstars who contributed to the super chat. You guys, you got A+ for the day. Thank you for that. You learned something. That's how I know I'm not wasting my time. I appreciate everybody. Now, did you all subscribe to the channel? If you haven't already, I need you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. Okay, let's make my job easier, because I tell you what, once I get a certain number of people subscribe to the channel, I don't have to, I can put this stuff up, and, folks will see it tomorrow. They'll see it on the rebroadcast. So that'll be cool, man. So you guys make sure you subscribe to the channel. I want to get these numbers up. I think I deserve a little plaque on the wall. Okay. I think I do deserve a little plaque on the wall. And like I said, if you guys want to check out the Law and Legacy channel, here's the logo right there. Y'all go over to the Law and Legacy channel. Okay, go to the Law and Legacy channel, and let me see here. There it is. Can y'all see that? The Law and Legacy channel. That's where you can see Baby D. Baby D will be at the Law and Legacy. Shout out to Cherie 65. Thank you so much. Baby D will be at the Law and Legacy channel. Man, oh my God, he done got out the bed. Baby D is here. God, Baby D, go sit down. Baby D is back. Baby D has come back in here. And he's trying to take the microphone away from me. Oh, Baby D, sit down. He's grabbing the microphone. Oh, he got something else to say. Let me go ahead and let me go ahead and let Baby D talk to you guys for a minute. Y'all hit the number 1 button. All right. And it says it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. For years, women were on the receiving end of child support. They benefited from a system that demanded men pay up, no excuses. But now the roles are reversed, and the same rules they love so much are suddenly unfair. Sorry, you don't get to change the rules just because the game isn't in your favor anymore. This is about fairness, or no, it's about the kids, okay? And this is also about control. Some women never expected to be treated the same way as men in this area, because they assume they'd always be the custodial parent, always in the power position. Baby D, Baby D, he punching above his weight. Baby D, you know what? He needs to stay out of grown folk business. That's what he needs to do. I appreciate you, Mrs. Spurling. Thank you, and I appreciate Cherie. Yeah, y'all see Baby D? He needs to stay out of his business. He needs to stay out. That's the type of, you need to mind your business. You a child. What would some of y'all say then? Stay in the child's place. That's what you need to do, Baby D. That's what you need to do. I'm going to take your pacifier from you. But anyway, fam, let's go ahead and get back Baby D. Oh, man, that's too. Oh, we got 26 super chats. We rolling. Well, maybe we'll get to 30 if y'all learn something. Man, I appreciate everybody. Real talk, man. God bless you all. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all for contributing the super chats, but we're gonna have some barn burners, man, this week. Oh my, all I need, look at this. We'll be at 92,500. I just need another 30 people to subscribe to the channel. If 30 more people subscribe to the channel, we'll be at 92,500. Get me there. Y'all take me through there. Take me through there. I need y'all to take me through there. Take me through there. I need another 30 subscribers so we can get there. But look, ladies and gentlemen, folks, let's be clear. Shoot, black people don't owe anyone our voice. We don't owe anyone our labor. We don't owe anyone our emotional compliance. Our ancestors, the civil rights leaders, fought for our freedom, for the right to think, to choose, and to act according to our own interest. And that includes the right to rest during elections, to abstain, or to vote strictly in alignment with what serves our families and our future. A no is a choice. Silence is a choice. Disengagement is a choice. And it can be as powerful as any vote cast for any party when it is an expression of free will and a refusal to be used. We reject pressure from media personalities and political gatekeepers who believe Black political behavior is theirs to command it. Many Black Americans are choosing self-interest over symbolism and caution over emotional reaction and boundaries over blanket solidarity. Voter enthusiasm and trust are down and turnout is shaky. And that old fear-based message, right? They're failing because people openly saying no, nope, and that's not confusion, that's clarity. We're not slaves anymore. We're not political cannon fodder. We are free people who owe nothing to anyone who will not prioritize us. A deep distrust has grown toward the political figures and operatives who call on Black outrage for others' agendas while long-standing problems in the Black communities remain unresolved. Black voters are increasingly, we resent being told what we should care about, why we should be angry, and how we supposed to behave in politics, especially by people that go silent when our communities face economic decline and crime and failing schools and disappearing opportunity. And this is not about partnership, it's about principle. A whole lot of Black folk are deliberately refusing to be manipulated. We are rebelling. We're choosing not to be part of this political system. We're insisting on independence, okay, and declining. You're not going to be able to do it anymore. Shout out to Alexander Ruffin. Thank you so much, brother, and everybody else. You understand? But again, these folk, man, I don't care if you're the president, former president. I don't care if you're the vice president. Okay, if you don't make us priorities, if you don't make our priorities your priorities, our vote is non-negotiable. And when a party insider admits, this is what they said, they admitted that the way you deal with Black voters, and they did this during the WikiLeaks, they admitted they're not going to do anything for us. They specifically said, empathize with Black people, sympathize with them, but don't promise them anything. We feel used for a reason. We feel taken granted for a reason. And they've already confirmed what we already know. Loyalty has been demanded while delivery is deferred. Gatekeepers are doubling down on shame and fear and moral testing because the obedience they relied on is gone. We reject the guilt tactics. Our elders fought for the right to vote. Listen, they fought for the right to vote, and they equally for the right not to be coerced. They fought for the right to be free. Free means we decide. Free means we set boundaries. Free means we put our own interests first. Today's political panic seeks to turn voting into some sort of moral test. They want to wrap it in faith. They want to throw a little guilt in there. They want to add some fear. But the shame, that spell is broken. That spell is broken. And as far as these narratives pushed by these parties that expect automatic loyalty, the record speaks for itself. There's a long pattern of demanding black people to sacrifice for y'all's agendas that don't center black economic security, black safety in our communities, housing, education, healthcare, followed by neglect as soon as the cameras are off. And it's been reported in some of these public leaks. That strategy is exposed, taking black folk for granted. All it does is underscore the wisdom of withholding support until our interests are front and center. Look here. We stand on the shoulders of greatness. Dr. John Henry Clark, the Honorable Barbara Jordan, Dr. Claude Anderson, our great leader, Frederick Douglass. They insisted on dignity and discipline and discernment. They didn't suffer and struggle so we could be herded into one political category or another. They fought so we could choose. So don't be shamed into taking actions that are not in our interest, whether that's voting for candidates who don't serve you or not voting for them, not showing up to validate agendas that exclude us, and definitely not risking your safety for people who wouldn't protect you. Exercise your own free will. Vote if it advances your interests. I tell you all the time, vote your interests. That's all I'm gonna say. Withhold your vote if you don't like either one of the candidates. And rest if you need to. Look, black people, foundational black Americans, we have nothing to feel guilty about when it comes to choosing rest, reflection, or even political silence. So when the next election rolls around, be it in the general, the midterms, or whatever, the mailman, the postman, the dog catcher, whoever, whatever. Don't let these media types or these modern day Democrat agents guilt you for sitting on the couch. If they can't motivate you to get up off the couch, that's not your fault. You don't owe them any blind loyalty. You don't owe anyone your vote. A no vote speaks just as loud as a yes vote, and a split vote speaks loud too. It speaks volumes. And whether you vote Democrat, Republican, Independent, third party, or not at all, you're sending a message. And that's your constitutional right. That's what our ancestors died for. That's what our civil rights leaders bled for. Not to be owned by any political machine, but to be free. And I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. I'm not here to tell you who not to vote for. I'm here to tell you to vote your interests. Use your free will, exercise your freedom. We are not in bondage anymore. That ended. We fought for that. You're not political livestock to be herded to the polls out of fear or guilt. You're free men and free women. Your vote or your refusal to vote is yours alone to give. No other group in this country gets to talk down to Black Americans. No other group gets to get shamed for daring to think independently. Everybody else is do what's in your interest. We got the same politicians who said they wouldn't do anything specifically for Black people, now scolding us for not lining up to support them. Joe Biden told us he wasn't going to do anything. Kamala Harris told us she wasn't going to do anything. Joe Biden basically said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't Black. He literally tried to punk the whole Black community nationwide. You understand me? Barack Obama, the first African president, said he's not doing anything for us, but he did stuff for the Indians, the Native Americans, the midgets, the Muppets, the mongoose, the midnight marauders, but everything but for black people, the people who supported him the strongest. Showed them no empathy. That's what they said, but make no promises. Show them empathy, but make no promises. This is what the Democrat Party is operating on. And you see, it's not untrue because that policy has been implemented election cycle after election cycle. They bank on your emotions. They bank on your history, your loyalty, and they give you nothing. So when you decide to rest, somebody type we're resting in the chat room. When you decide to rest and sit on your couch or say, not this time, that's your right. And don't let anybody, especially these folk, these black folk that, you know, get whatever they get, whatever little money and crumbs these people are giving them, don't let them shame you into sacrificing your body, your vote, your soul for agendas that don't serve you. You don't need to march in the streets for causes that aren't yours. Them people don't even like you like that. You don't need to fight people who made it clear they won't fight for you. And you're not obligated to align with anyone who's had the opportunity to stand beside you and choose not to. And this is the season for strategic self-interest, for boundaries, for clarity. Vote your interests or don't vote at all. But whatever you do it because you choose to, not because you were manipulated, not because you were guilted, not because someone said, oh, your ancestors will be ashamed. I showed you what your ancestors had to say. You listen to old Fred. You heard Barbara Jordan. Our ancestors fought for the right, for freedom, for you all to choose. And that includes the freedom to say no. I thank you all. God bless y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody who came through in the last bit. Shout out to everybody who came through. Man, I appreciate you guys. I will definitely give you guys a big shout out. You guys are awesome. Good looking out. God bless you. I love you, as I always say. And I come from a place of love, but I'm going to teach. The Most High, all wisdom comes from the Most High. All praise go to the Most High. I'm just doing the Lord's work out here, trying to bring my people to the light. And I thank you all. Humbly appreciate you all. And I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day. Shout out to everybody who's listened to this broadcast. And as I always said this time, it's Uncle D. And I'm out.
In the Spurling podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe.